Good morning, everybody out in the NFT world, First Mint Nation, people from the Dapper, Top Shot, wherever you're coming from, whichever community you are coming from. What's up? I might just be having an audio issue here, so just give me a second because I feel like my headphones are kind of just having an issue. This new version of Twitter is not, I'm enjoying the interface and people being able to verify their profile photos, but I don't know. I feel like my audio is kind of messed up, but that's all good. We're here today to cover the UFC STRIKE drop. It's the first public drop. You might consider it a Genesis drop, although I will say a little caveat that there have been two other drops already, sneaky drops. There's a stress test on Friday for people who were part of the Nine Lives Lounge, which is a group within the Top Shot community, people that hold a set called Cool Cat. So they got early access to the product. And also there was a sneaky drop yesterday, I think for only certain invites. I'm not sure exactly how it worked, who got the invites, but some people got them and some packs were sold yesterday. But today is the main public drop. We're going to be covering it today. We also may hear from some people at Dapper Labs, may hop on as well to kind of come hang out and tell us a little bit more about what they got going on and how things are coming up. Mainly because we didn't really even know that this was happening until like a couple days ago. Usually with Dapper, we have a bit of warning that things are coming down the pipe, but this time, this just came up on like Wednesday, which is kind of crazy. Phil D, are you there?
Whoa!
Hey.
LG.
What's up,
LG
man?
with the early morning spaces today.
I know.
On the West Coast.
It's a Sunday.
Wow.
I know. What's going on?
Whoa! Hey, listen, though. The timing couldn't be any better, and I don't know if they considered this, but the NFL games don't start for another hour and a half, so they picked a pretty good time to do the drop. I always look at things like that because I think the main event today will be the football games, but they also picked a great time coming off UFC 270 last night, right? So great timing. Now, I'm just trying to inform the UFC Discord that they should make their way here because there's a gazillion people in there that have no clue how to join a queue. It'll be their first time joining a queue. So I think we can go over that in the pregame here and help these people out. So I'm just going to post a link in there real quick. And I might get banned for doing that, though. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like there's a hold period. Like if you post, you can't post for another 2 minutes. And then I posted a link.
You mean in the Discord? You're talking in the Discord.
And then I posted the link to the spaces, and it says sending links from that website is not allowed in UFC Strike. It says you have received one strike. So hopefully
you
somebody
receive one strike, like a UFC strike. Like, is it supposed to be
like a baseball strike, man? 3 strikes, you're out. So I got a strike for posting a link to this spaces in there. I think they need to fix that and and allow that, because I'm telling you, go look at the Discord. People are lost, man. People have no clue how to join this queue.
That's okay, and I think that's like a bit of a mixed blessing because I do agree with you. I think that this is bringing a lot of people new to NFTs to the drop. I don't know where this drop specifically was posted, but seems like it has been making its way around UFC circles. I got a couple buddies that messaged me like yesterday, the day before, guys who are former MMA fighters or just really keen on UFC, and they're like, "Hey, what's this UFC drop? I've never bought an NFT. What do I do?" And so this might be a good opportunity for a little bit of education, which we can cover, over the next 25 minutes. We have 25 minutes until the queue begins, let's say. So probably a good topic for us to cover, to circle over and for people who already know how it works. Well, you guys are vets. You guys are veterans of waiting in queues, especially on the Dapper side. So, we'll rely on you guys to help any of your friends as well. We also have another guest, somebody that we've known for a while through, I'd say through DMs and through Twitter, but we have never actually spoken to. Aaron, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me. This is a fun day. I think, like you mentioned, a lot of people that are really into the UFC and want to get involved in UFC Strike don't really have a lot of experience with the NFT space. So I'm hoping that I can help, guide anybody who's interested in learning a little bit more about it and how it's going to really change the experience for how they consume the UFC in the future.
So, Aaron, give us a little bit about your background, because most people listening in obviously know myself and Phil, but we haven't ever had you on the show. Give us a little bit about you, man, and what you're doing over at TSN. Yes, and also tell people what TSN is, just because we have a lot for our American friends.
All right. Well, the best way to sum up TSN is that we're ESPN's Canadian affiliate. So if you know ESPN, the Canadian version of ESPN is TSN, which stands for the Sports Network. And I cover mixed martial arts for TSN. and have been for the last 5+ years. So that's been basically my morning, afternoon, and night has been covering the sport and learning as much about it as possible, and trying to get involved with as many different, offshoots, I guess, of the UFC and MMA that I can. And I think that getting involved in the NFT space about a year ago was mostly in preparation for this, because I knew that the UFC had signed on with Dapper Labs back in 2020. I think almost 2 years ago. I think it was February 2020 they announced the partnership. So this day's been a long time in the making.
Dude, you must be stoked, man. What's your NFT journey been like? Because we've I think we've kind of chatted on Twitter a few times. And you've been kind of in the circles since the early Top Shot days, right? Since like a year ago. So what kind of NFTs have you collected along the way? What's kind of catching your eye these days? That'll probably help us give us context for how excited you really are, to finally see the stuff you cover in real life come to the NFT space.
Well, I'll say that my early experience was phenomenal, because I joined in February of 2021, where Top Shot was at its absolute peak, and I managed to get 2 packs like really early on. One, I got a premium pack, and then I think I got 2 base set packs. And in one of the base set packs, I pulled a 4-badge Emmanuel Quickly moment. Now that doesn't sound like anything special. I think it probably is about $110 now, but I sold it promptly for $1,750. So that basically gave me a lot of play money in the Top Shot space to mess around with. And now I've started to kind of make my way over to some of the PFP projects, like Ballers, and I told LG that I'm not going to yell Ballers for Phil. That's out of the question. That was the one caveat.
Wow.
But
whoa, what kind of rules are these behind?
I bought a couple of Ballers, and I bought a Hoodlums NFT. So that's where I'm at. And then I still have my Top Shot stuff, and I'm also on Record Shop. Record Shop is another one that I got involved with, which is kind of in a little bit of a lull right now. So that's my NFT journey. It's been up and down like anybody's NFT journey.
I did not tell Phil about your total BS made up rule. Okay, if you're going to talk about Ballers, there's only one initiation. So I don't care. You gotta give your at least a modified version of the Ballers call if you're going to bring up Ballers and say that you're an owner.
I should bring my 11-year-old down to yell it, because I don't know if I'm I just woke up, right? Because I was up till 3:45 a.m. covering last night's UFC event. So not just woke up. I've been up for a couple hours, but
Dude,
with 3 kids, that's a bit of a luxury.
Dude, this is NFTs. What are you talking about? Who are you? Oh, you're up till 3 a.m. You have to get up a couple hours later. Come on, man.
I'm just saying I'm low energy. I can't give a full...
Listen, Aaron, I stayed up till 3 a.m. last spring for a MotoGP drop. And we don't even, it doesn't even do anything yet. Come on, man. Come on,
all right, I'll give you guys a Ballers. I'll give you guys Ballers.
Yes.
Ballers!
Nice. That's good, man. You're going to have to do that on one of the Baller spaces, because the community will go crazy. And you know how it works, Aaron. You've listened to some of our spaces. You have to scream it as soon as you come on. But for those who don't know, and it's already been mentioned, but Aaron works for TSN. And again, I say this every time. TSN is the equivalent of ESPN here in Canada. And when you watch the morning recap and the morning highlights, and they go to the resident expert for a certain sport or for the UFC, for whatever, that's who Aaron is. So if you were watching TSN this morning, the recap of UFC 270, they went to Aaron in his home office, asking him to give a recap and his thoughts on this, thoughts on that. So really cool stuff. And if you leave that channel long enough, you'll see Aaron like 30 times in one morning. So that happened to me as I was doing other stuff this morning. But awesome. Yeah, no, happy to have you here, man, because we've been talking for a long time now, Aaron, about different projects and different ventures in the NFT space. And, this one hits home for you. And this is one you've obviously been waiting for. Funny stories. I sent Aaron I think I sent him a tweet the other day, breaking the news that this was happening. And then he linked me to his tweet from like 5 minutes earlier that he had posted about this. So he was already one step ahead of the game. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of questions. I think a lot of people have things to ask you possibly today, if you're cool with that. Just based on and I know, Aaron, if you look at the Discord right now, and we talked about this earlier in the week, there are so many new people, man. They saw the ads last night on the broadcast, maybe, and they saw the commercials or whatever it was. And, they want a piece of the action today.
Yeah, I was peeking at it briefly the other day, and it looked like a lot of people were like, just what is this? What that was, I guess, one of the common questions when people were jumping on, because it had just been announced. There was a link to the Discord when it opened, and a lot of people are just very unclear on how this all works. But I think that's great. I'm glad that people are coming at it from a place of curiosity, because there's a lot of skepticism about this space, and I think rightfully so. Right, it's a very new phenomenon, and people will always say, "Oh, it's a JPEG. You can download it. You can screenshot it." My son actually makes jokes about screenshotting NFTs and shows me YouTube videos of people screenshotting Bored Apes NFTs. So it's like I understand that it's kind of a running joke, but the way that I always counter it is like I could download a picture of the Mona Lisa or the picture of like a nice car and say that it's mine, but ultimately I can't really sell it for anything because it's just a picture. Whereas
Oh yeah.
with an NFT, you own it, you can sell it. But I'm probably preaching to the choir here if you're listening to this and own an NFT, but I think that there's just people that are coming at this from a real genuine place of curiosity, which I like to see.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it. I mean, listen, like, maybe this is a good caveat or a good thing to circle back over, since we may have a lot of people listening today or getting in on this drop who are new to NFTs. And you're right. If they go and like Google NFTs, they'll definitely they'll find some videos of people right click saving on Bored Apes. But, my argument there is like, hey man, like, a sports card has no value other than the agreed upon value that people give it who are really passionate about collecting sports cards. And NFTs are the exact same thing, except there's so much of an evolution of the sport card, right? Whereas this, it's like, especially for UFC, and we've said this for so many times for Top Shot, especially a year ago, but for UFC, it's like, listen, it's one thing to own like, a card, let's say, and cards, I don't think trading cards are much of a thing in UFC, but it's one thing to own like a card or some kind of like artwork or whatever of your favorite athlete, but it's a whole other thing to have the actual moment, the clip from which one of their most signature moments of their career, right? And that to really quantify through a marketplace and through like a community how much certain moments are worth more or less or equivalent to other moments from other athletes, or the same or moments from the same athlete, is kind of the fun game that we get to play in NFTs, and we've been playing that in Top Shot for a while. We got through Dapper, we've been introduced to the NFL product, which is still kind of building, and also a lot of other great profile photo projects, and stuff with a lot of future utility. So it's a great spot to be in. And Aaron, great to hear your perspective. My counter to your kid saying that they can just right click save everything is like, well, can your right click save make you some money and buy you a Christmas present? Probably not. Right. So there you go. If your first NBA Top Shot drop, you made like $800, like that's a lot more tangible than a right click save YouTube video.
Yeah, but he just likes to make the joke. I'm not trying to sell him. He just.
Do you make a lot of dad jokes, Aaron? Is that where he gets it from? Is it from you?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, as soon as you have kids, dad jokes become second nature to you. So, yeah, I've got 3 kids, so I've got dad jokes galore. They're just in my back pocket, ready to go.
Oh my God. Okay, right on. Well, that's pretty sweet, man. Aaron, tell me a little bit more. I think you kind of touched on it, but in your circles, the sports world, sports broadcast world, right? I'm sure NFTs have kind of crept in, probably a varied mix of opinions, from people thinking that it's cool like you and getting into it, and others being like, no, like that's so ridiculous that exists. I cannot, roll their eyes. What has been the reaction, more notably around this drop? Considering that this is, it's Dapper Labs, one of the most reputable, one of the biggest companies in the space, one of the companies that way back kind of created a lot of the space with CryptoKitties, and also with this massive license like the UFC. What has been the reaction kind of in your circles for this?
Well, it's mostly skepticism, and I think that that's probably the, anytime people hear about NFTs, myself included, the first thing that you'll get is skepticism, because it's a new concept. It's not something that everybody is going to understand right off the bat, because it's, again, a new phenomenon. And again, I think that on a base level, when you first hear about NFTs, it kind of sounds stupid, right? Like, I think that a lot of people think that it's like you're buying a picture and it doesn't really have any real value and all of that. And again, I think at a base level, that's kind of what it is. But I think people are a little bit afraid to explore the space and understand the space, and that's really what I think I'd like to do here and like to do in the future, is just kind of give people, let people know that this is something that I do. I think that it's fun. I think that it's a very positive space. If you explore the NFT space, everybody's kind of rooting for each other to succeed. It's not like a real competition. People are just excited about these projects. They're excited about the future of this space. And that's kind of a breath of fresh air, where, the MMA space is kind of a negative space a lot of the time. So, I think that my mandate here is kind of just to give people as much information as they can and let them make an educated decision on what they want to do.
Have you had anybody this time around? And this is a question for both Phil and Aaron. If you guys are new to the First Mint, just join us for a while. I'm going to give you a little level set right now. I'm LG Doucet, running the First Mint account here. My brother, actual brother, the real Phil D, is the one with the neon green alien ballers. PFP also speaking. We do a lot of fun NFT coverage and everything for the space and connect with the community and love to host drops on Twitter Spaces, especially really big ones like this. So just a little primer on who the First Mint is. Phil D and Aaron too. For this drop, like I said, I have buddies that I've been telling about NFTs for over a year. Some have gotten in, some haven't. But this one specifically, I've had some people come out of the woodwork and be like, "Hey, so what is this thing? How do I buy it? Where do I go?" I have some of those. Phil D, what's that like? What's that been like the last week? Or even just at the start of 2022, I feel like that's finally happening. Even though the crypto market's tanking, I feel like the NFT interest is building every week.
Well, I think, and I hate to always go back to this, but I think it has every single person I have that initial NFT conversation about, it always goes back to the Bored Apes. It just does. That's where it all starts for everybody, because everyone's seeing people like the most recently Neymar and people like that, just some mega stars in the sporting world, in the celebrity world, are all buying apes, and it's making headline news now that all these people are buying them, that's the cream of the crop. That's the top. And naturally they're asking, well, if I buy this first NFT, is that going to turn into this? And that's when you have to have the conversation with them and kind of take some people back to when they were younger and collecting sports cards and things like that. The fun that they had doing that, trading them with friends and having their own collection and completing sets, and try and focus more on that. Now, if you own something or end up getting something in those packs or in the NFT space that does end up being like the apes, then yeah, it's that's great. But it's most of them who are coming in for the first time are looking for that, Bored Ape experience of turning, a couple $100 into possibly millions of dollars. So it's been a little tough in that sense. But I think that everything on Flow makes it a lot easier to understand for new new NFT collectors, only for the simple fact that there are no gas fees and that whole complicated aspect. So that's been a little bit more appealing to tell them that they can just show up and put their credit card in and buy whatever they want and then trade it and sell it and possibly flip it and do stuff like that. So, but now that the UFC's here and the Dapper wallet is now available to be used in 7 different places when it's only ever been available on NBA Top Shot, I think that's been huge. And that integration has really changed things here. And the UFC is a big one because the UFC has its own fan base where you don't necessarily need to be a fan of any other sport. You know what I mean? Every sport has that kind of fan base, but the UFC, I believe, has a large one where there are people who know nothing about sports and want nothing to do with sports, but they will watch every UFC pay-per-view because it's become a way of life now at 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays to tune into pay-per-views and globally for that fact. So that's where I think all this new interest is coming. I've never seen this many new people show up for a drop. I've been in the Discord just keeping an eye on in there for the past week now. And even on Twitter, the DMs we've gotten LG and all the interest. And I'm sure, Aaron, you're in the same position. Tons of people in the industry asking. This is a really good onboarding opportunity for them. And hopefully it goes well. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully it goes well today.
Hold on. That's where we've got a level set here, Phil, because there's 10 minutes left. Okay. And Phil will tell you that the drop and the drop mechanism and everything is the most exciting part of NFTs, is this part right here where we all get to watch the screen together. So if you're new, and again, most of you guys, listen, you're all vets, so you guys know this part. But if you are new, you're going to the UFC STRIKE site. You're making sure you're signed up. You're going to be registered with something called the Dapper wallet, which is this is all through Dapper. It's the company kind of overseeing a lot of this stuff, getting the license for UFC. So it's through them, so it's perfectly safe. And then once that's ready, you want to click through to the packs. Right? There should be a spot that says packs, and then you want to click on the pack that's dropping in 10 minutes. And what you should see is a screen that just says UFC STRIKE, welcome to the UFC drop waiting room. The queue will open at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Might be a different time depending where you are, but I'm on PST, so that's for me. It should say there are 9 minutes left. So that's where you should be. And when that 9 minutes is up, you'll be given a spot in the queue. That could be, you could get spot number 2, you could get spot number 30,000. Really hard to say because we don't know how many people are actually going to line up for this thing today, but it's essentially like a big lineup.
So this is just a waiting room, LG, right? This is why we have
just a waiting room. You're not in the queue. You're not in a line. You don't have a number or anything like that. You're just in this kind of waiting room, and then you are put into a number. So, but you got to be in this waiting room to be able to be put in the queue. And I will give you a huge caveat. Things don't always go to plan. And that's not just with UFC, not just with Top Shot or Dapper. That's across the board. NFTs drops are really hard to execute, especially ones that have tons of interest. So if this is your first time, your second time, your third time, be patient. And we're going to be here kind of covering it minute to minute as it happens. I got word that we're going to have a couple people come up from Dapper shortly here. So we'll hear from them and then give us a bit of background on everything that's taken place in the last couple of days to get this product out the door. So yeah, just caveat for everybody, level setting that the drop is in 8 minutes. There are 100,000 packs going out. I believe the buying limit is 5 per pack. I believe that's what it is, right?
I think you have to get back in the queue. I think it's one at a time and you have to get back in.
Oh, so it's one at a time and you get sent to the back.
That's right.
Okay, so you might be here for hours. If you want to get more than one pack, you might be here for a long time.
Another important tidbit here, since there are so many new people, LG, is that you need to set up your Dapper wallet first, I believe, right? You can't just go into the drop. Actually, can you even sign up for the drop without a Dapper wallet?
I don't think so, right?
I think you have to
need the Dapper wallet,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're still stuck at that sign up, just make sure you sign up. You create your Dapper wallet, then you'll be able to to join the drop. And again, like LG just said, you're looking for a screen that has kind of a little white box up on the screen that says, "Welcome to the UFC drop waiting room." And that waiting room should say about 7 minutes left. You don't have to do anything else. You just sit there and it'll do its own thing. And from what we saw in one of the stress tests, LG, and we saw this with the DGD Mafia drop too, it was the same queue. The queue kind of moves like a rocket ship. It's actually hilarious to watch. It'll show you like 1800th in line. And Aaron, you don't know because you were so far up the line that you were done in like 2 seconds. But you're at 1800 and it doesn't move. And then all of a sudden, like a rocket ship, you skip it shows it counting down 400 spots to 1400. And then it just goes whoosh, and then throws you into the drop.
I know from Top Shot. I've experienced that.
Yeah, well, even yesterday's, you were at the very front, so
I was 100th.
You weren't in the trenches like us in the back, so yeah. So you don't do anything. That's it. You just wait. If you found that screen, you're in the right spot, and then when it's time to buy your pack, it will let you click a button that says buy and let you use either your Dapper balance or your credit or debit card. There's a lot of options in there that you'll be able to use.
Yeah, don't hit refresh a bunch of times like Ticketmaster. Just let it do its thing.
No. Refresh is your enemy, or at least that's not an official word, but just careful if you're going to refresh because it doesn't always work out well. We've seen in some drops, maybe not always Dapper drops, other drops where like refresh then sends you to the back of the line without you getting to buy anything. So just be really aware. And then also some details on the drop today. So the set, and again, if you're new to NFTs, anything that Dapper is doing, there will be different sets. Like an NBA Top Shot, there's like a rookie set or like a set about all the finals or whatever. In this case, the set today is called Fully Loaded. And these are fully loaded moments, I guess, from a set that'll be called Fully Loaded. I think we'll get probably more information on that later on. And there are also some rarer moments in these. I believe called champion moments that you may or may not get in your pack. So there's a small probability that you might get one of these champion tier moments in here. I think it's a 0.375% chance that your pack may have a champion tier moment that features probably a lot of your favorite athletes and stuff. And actually, that's my question for you guys, because admittedly, I've told everybody it's like for the last 8-9 years, I've been mainly like an NBA guy. And even when we, covered some of the NFL stuff, I had to learn a lot from Phil and Quad and everybody in terms of like what I'm looking for in the packs. We'll talk about this over the next hour, obviously, as the drop starts. But right off the bat, Aaron, like in this drop or overall UFC, like who are the top 3-4 fighters that I want to be looking for here? Like what do I want to pick up? Like what's the one that it's like if I got a legendary of that, I'm jumping out, I'm jumping off my seat, jumping out the window kind of thing.
Well, I think any champion tier you get, you're pretty golden. I mean, I think that the floor for these will probably be about $950 if I had to guess, because they're limited to 75, at least when the dust settles. But I think if you wanted to get the best ones from the champion tier, you're looking at Francis Ngannou, You're looking at Kamaru Usman. And then from there, I think that whoever else you get will probably have a similar value. Maybe Amanda Nunes might be up there, but she just lost her most recent fight, so her I guess stock is a little bit lower these days. So I think those are the two that you really want. Now, I think that the interesting part about this is not the champion tier, because I think you'd be thrilled if you get a champion tier moment of any kind, but it's the contender tier that I think you really need to kind of be on the lookout for which ones you can get, because there are some here that I think are very undesirable. And if you were to end up with 3 of those, you might not have a break-even pack at $50.
Wow.
I mean,
dude,
maybe not right away.
Here's
one thing that we need to remember, though.
Man. Wow, look at dude, you're already so far ahead on your like marketplace dynamics. There isn't even a marketplace yet.
I know, I'm just speculating, but I mean, I'm judging it based off the serial count, and because it's a pretty high serial count, it's about 24,000. But I think the one thing we do need to remember is that immediately you're not going to get that kind of return. But these are Series 0 moments, which means that this drop and next Monday's drop, that's it for Series 0, and then it moves on to Series 1. So if you're getting any of these moments, you're kind of on the ground floor, and you might want to just hold on to them for a couple months at least to see where they go, because I think that once we enter into Series 1 and then inevitably Series 2, these Series 0 moments are going to be similar to Top Shot Series 1. They're going to be kind of sparse. And I think that's kind of what you have to remember with these moments in particular, is that this set, it's going to be a closed set very soon. So that's something that if you're getting any of these moments and you're not happy with the name value, don't fret just yet, and don't panic sell. Just kind of wait and hold on to
them. Oh my God. Aaron, are you giving us some alpha right now? Unintentionally?
I think
What's
so.
this next Monday's drop? I haven't heard anything about that. Did you hear anything about that, Phil D? I haven't heard of that.
They said there's 2 drops. There's this one's 100,000, and then there's a 200,000 drop. I think it's not tomorrow, but next Monday.
Oh. Whoa. Wow. Okay.
Oh, you're right.
It's on the website. No, you guys haven't read the website.
It's literally the third bullet on the site. You're right. Listen, Aaron, come on, man. You know, like we're trying to report news here. You know, I don't read these blog posts. I'm just like, I just look for the numbers. I'm like, okay, $50. Okay, premium tier, like done. You know, like I'm not reading. This is why we have you, man. This is why we have you, like the real, like an actual real life, like broadcaster journalist person, like who can break down the details for us properly. Because otherwise, with Phil and I, it could be a little chaotic.
It's a free for all. That's right. Okay, we're down to the last 2 minutes here, guys. So we'll kind of clear the floor for the moment things happen. By now, you should be seeing the white screen saying, again, welcome to the UFC Drop Waiting Room. You can find that on the PAX page at www.ufcstrike.com. Again, click on PAX, set up your account, click on the actual pack that's listed there, and it'll take you to a waiting room where you'll be thrown into a queue, and it says we have 1 minute left. Aaron, I do want to bring this up. We'll do it after the timer goes off, and hopefully somebody gets a pack real quick and can come on up here and crack the pack, and you can give us a bit of an analysis. But yeah, I'll ask you more about because again, you said the chances of getting one of the legendary champions tier moments is very rare. We've already seen a few people on Twitter post theirs. But again, I'm interested in the other ones and what we'd be looking for. And I know a lot of people are taking notes because you're the expert. So we'll get to that in a bit. But right now we're down to the last minute. I don't like timers that don't have like a countdown. I don't like 1 minute left. I want to see the exact second.
It's true. Yeah, this is weird. Just 1 minute left. Like, right? How much time though? Yeah, that's just kind of a strange timer.
Okay. Yeah, no, we need we need an actual timer.
Hello.
So Q Fair, who's running this thing?
Phil,
yeah, you need
Phil,
to
just make up a countdown. Okay, just make up. Just make up.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It should be live. It is 2 p.m. Eastern right now, but mine says 1 minute left. Anybody else? Throw your fists up if you're already in the queue, because I'm not.
Nope. Don't refresh.
Whoa! Don't. I'm 15,000th in line.
Mine hasn't gone yet. Oh, here it goes.
What? Tell us your number.
I'm 9900th in line. It says 55 minutes. It won't be 55
influencer.
Minutes.
Oh, yeah, no, guys. I'm 729 in line.
Wow. Influencer status.
Here we go. Yes, influencer. Thank you. Thank you, Roham. Thank you. Roham saw my text a couple minutes ago telling him to put me at the front of the queue. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. You hear this guy?
We get screwed. Wow. That's not true. We get screwed often. And I guarantee this Tuesday in the Hollow Pack drop, I'm going to be like number 10,000 or something, like not even close. So
another tool that I use all the time with this is the tap for email QID, or enter your email on Top Shot. Like if I've got other things going on, I like to do that because then I'll get an email alert about when I'm up.
So Aaron, that's true. If you're doing other stuff, how do you notice your emails? That's my issue. If I'm doing other stuff and I can't see my spot in line, then when the email comes in, I don't see the email either. So, and I still don't trust those things. I don't know what it is. I just don't trust them. I don't know. That's just me. But I know it works and it'll send you, but I don't trust to be told, hey, it's your turn. You have like 10 minutes and click on this. I don't believe they'll keep my spot in line. But I'm interested to hear from our listeners what the highest spot in the queue is. I wish there was data showing us how many people are in these queues. So I would love to hear the highest number you've got. If you can just either tag us on Twitter or send us some kind of DM showing us what your spot is in line. I have the highest that I know of, which is 15,700. So let's hear what the story is with everybody else.
I'm just posting a tweet. I'm just posting a little tweet for people to post their spot in the queue under, because we always want to see it. And Phil, the main thing that Phil wants to see is the absolute highest number in the line. Phil wants to see like a number that's like number 200,000 or something, like something really out of reach. That's like so depressing. That's what Phil's looking for.
The highest. Okay, messages are coming in like crazy. The highest I see right now, it was Stone Cold at 30, not the real Stone Cold, but our Stone Cold at 33,000. And now Bamboo Rasta has 34,000 in line. And I'm getting them. Okay. They're coming in furiously now. But yeah, I'll keep you updated once I find something higher than 34,000. But what do we think about that? Aaron, any thoughts on, did you think 34,000 plus would show up in line for these packs?
Are you asking me or Aaron?
Sorry, my mic was off. Yeah, I think so, because you got people that are getting it on the ground floor, and if you're into any other Dapper Labs projects, I think you understand that this is kind of this is going to be a once in a lifetime of this particular platform situation. I mean, this one and I guess the next drop, right? So I'm not surprised that people are getting in line for this one.
Nice.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, the thing is is that like I think the big question too is who's getting in line, because I think we're gonna have a lot of new fans, like we're talking about, like people new to NFTs, but also it's like, listen, like people that are vetted, that have been in the NFT space for like more than a couple months at this point, and for a lot of us, in the First Mint community and everywhere, like it's been the better part of most people have been here for about a year. When something like UFC comes along, whether you're watching every single minute of UFC and you're shooting Aaron DMs about your thoughts every night, or you are a casual watcher who watches the big fights and otherwise doesn't pay too much attention, or you're just a sports fan, something like UFC comes along, the license, and Dapper Labs, you're getting in the queue. Especially your $50 pack and it's like one of the first drops, you are absolutely getting in the queue. And speaking of the queue, it is paused. The queue has been paused.
Shocker.
First pause.
Did you guys watch the events last night? Did you see how many times it was advertised on the event?
God. No.
Wow.
Really?
It was all over the event. Like almost every break they talked about UFC Strike, which was nice to see, because on NBA broadcasts you don't see it quite that often.
No, a bit of a different relationship there. We have seen for the NFL product, we have seen some advertising and stuff like they have, especially when it was coming out. They were driving to the signups, but UFC's there. And actually, you know what? Probably the best person to speak to about how that kind of shakes out in terms of that advertising with the partnerships. We have him up here right now. It's Dave Feldman, SVP of Marketing for Dapper Labs. Dave, how you doing, man?
Hey everyone, happy drop day, happy Q day, exciting day.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. How are things this Sunday morning at Dapper HQ?
Always a fun time. Always a fun time on our first real big Q for a new product. So, as people are feeling a little bit of spider webs that we're untangling here, but, we're excited to get this going today.
Dude, very excited for you guys. Is this, Dave, like on a personal level, we know you came over from the NFL, you got NBA, NFL, UFC. Is this, were you a big UFC fan prior to? Were you watching the fight last night? Is this getting you more into it? Where's your personal level?
I'm a UFC fan for sure. Like this? I would say I watch most pay-per-views. I don't watch like non-pay-per-views. So I'd say I'd probably like a casual to, I don't know, somewhere in that range to whatever is bigger than casual. But no, I mean, I was super jacked up to watch Francis in the co-main event last night. It was a great show, and really just excited to launch this product. Like the UFC's been an amazing partner. Excited to kind of just already get things going with some of the announcements we made this past week, and a lot more to come.
Mm-hmm. I want to touch on Aaron, what Aaron was pointing out about seeing a lot of advertising for UFC or for the product during the event last night. Dave, I don't know if you touch any of those areas, but how does that kind of shake out with working with these different licenses, the massive leagues and IPs? How does that work with kind of working with them to advertise this to their fan base who are going to they have such huge fan bases, and despite us, we kind of live in a little echo chamber here. We're like, yes, NFTs all the time. Like we think about them and dream about them, but once you step outside and walk down the street, the casual fan probably still doesn't really know what these are. So can you give us a sense of what that process is to kind of work with these leagues to advertise this to their base?
Yeah, sure. I would say every partner is different. Rules of the road are different for everyone. Our partnership agreements are a little different with everyone, but everyone's been great so far. We were able to kind of just work really quickly last night to kind of just get some real estate and get the announcement out there that we were here. We just really thought it was a incredible timing with Francis being an ambassador for us, with him fighting last night to kind of take advantage of the moment. And the UFC has just been an incredible partner to work with to work together.
Tell me about we saw this, was it yesterday or on Friday, with Francis with the necklace with the moment embedded into it. Whose thought was it? Who came up with that, man? Whose idea was that?
So we have an amazing athlete marketing team led by Hayes Grooms and Dior, and we were thinking of some different opportunities throughout the year, but nothing really felt right until we knew that we were starting to talk with Francis, and he's a champ. To debut something like this, it felt so perfect, just both to capitalize on his fight, our launch. It all just made sense. So huge shout out to Hayes and Dior who brought this to life, and we had a lot of fun with it. Francis had fun with it. He was wearing it at the weigh-in. Gon was commenting on it. Really couldn't have asked for much more than that. So no, it was a huge win.
Did you get one of those for yourself? Just as an extra?
I did not. They're not cheap to make. That's real jewelry. That's real gold, real diamonds, whatever's on there. So no, that's above my pay grade. But maybe one day.
But here's the issue, Dave, is every single fighter now is going to come to you guys and say, hey, I saw what Francis got. I want one of those now.
Hey, I don't know that's a bad thing. If that makes them into the product and they want to lean in and become work with Dapper and become all into UFC Strike, hey, that could be a big win. But look, we know breaking the culture is part of the appeal here, and I think that's something that really resonates with fighters, and so we're hopeful that there'll be more to come.
For sure, man, because I sent that to a bunch of friends that I'm trying to get into NFTs, and I'm like, all right, like I mentioned before, the NFT space is something, sports fans are something, but UFC fans are something else. And I sent it to a bunch of them, a chat group that I have, saying, listen, guys, I've talked to you guys about NFTs forever. You've dealt with all my social media stuff forever. None of you guys want to venture in. Now the UFC is here, and I'm putting you guys on. So are you interested? And then I didn't get too many responses. They're still not sure. But then I sent the video or that tweet there with Francis opening that box and putting that chain on. And I'll tell you, that got the conversation going for sure. That was a huge move. And I think even kids were all impressed by that. My kids were like, wow, that's insane. We know Top Shot. We haven't seen something like that. So
it's an eye popper, right? I feel like that's very much up your alley. I feel like in the right world, the right circumstance, you would wear something like that.
100%, man. 1,000,000%. And that's why I'm so fascinated by it. For sure, man. You know me real well.
What, Dave, on a, since, we've gotten to know you and a lot of other people, on the Dapper side in the past year. I mean, it's really cool to see. I can imagine, from especially on the marketing team, some of the employees, people working at Dapper, getting to meet a lot of these athletes and have kind of some one-on-one time with them. So we see, some of your guys with Francis there. We saw the video of Jacob the other day, literally showing Kevin Durant how to buy Top Shot moments and which moments he had on the platform. Really cool. What, tell us about that, man. Like these are career moments for some of the people on the Dapper side. Must be pretty exciting.
Super exciting. We're very, very fortunate to have these opportunities, to have such incredible partners, from Kevin Durant on the NBA side to Francis on the UFC side. And I think there'll be some fun announcements in the next month or two on the NFL side as well that'll get people excited. So dream come true for a lot of people on the team. Even myself, I've been working in sports for pretty much my whole career. That stuff never gets old. When you get to meet players and engage with them in that capacity, it's incredible. And honestly, I'd say it's essential because as you guys were alluding to earlier, the NFT space is still so new. There's such an educational component that comes to it. So you need to be able to kind of walk them through the process, walk them through the experience, walk them through the value proposition to really get them to understand. And so it's been an incredible experience so far, but it's also been a necessary one. So really excited about it.
Dave, I don't think you guys have enough sports leagues signed on. Like, any plans to get more?
You never know. We did announce the Liga is coming, so that'll be fun when that day comes. And there's never a dull moment here. So I'm sure we're not the story is still being written.
Listen, Dave, we're excited. We people love UFC. Fighting's good, but what Phil really wants is WWE. He wants Vince McMahon up here on a Spaces with us. He wants to make a moment with Vince and with Stone Cold and everybody. So if you could get to work on that, actually, once we're done here with the drop, if you could just call up Vince and stuff and get WWE in here.
Yeah, good to know. You might want to bring up Katie Tedman. She's the leader of all that stuff. So I'll pass the buck to her, but I'll make sure she's aware.
That's a great point.
I can't imagine.
I said UFC and MMA has their own fan base. That would be an entirely new fan base, right? That would be a whole other animal. I mean, there is crossover between the two, but that's still a whole other animal. And that, you're right. Of all the sports leagues that are still not, part of the Dapper ecosystem, I'm thinking, that would be one that I'd be looking at. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you planted that seed, man, because I'd be all over it.
No, people are just going to ask us when the WWE's coming. We're trying to we're 20 minutes into talking UFC and we're like, okay, but what about WWE though? Like, what about all the moments from the 90s of Stone Cold with the beer truck? That's what I want as an NFT. That's what I want as a gold necklace around my neck. And I'm sure Phil D feels the same way. Dave, just thinking of other stuff, you gave us a couple hints there about what's coming for, or maybe there might be more stuff for NFL. How are you guys on the back end? We've seen, and again, this is probably not your department as much, but maybe you can speak to it just a little high level. We've seen you guys, Dapper, go from massively improving the Top Shot drop process to still the occasional stress test here and there to now, you guys, in some kind of Dapper platform, we're seeing a drop per day almost right now. What has that been like to kind of to scale, or even to kind of work with the team to kind of navigate all of that?
Yeah, there's a lot of air traffic control for sure. But what's really been amazing is we've built just incredible team across the board, and we're continuing to build an incredible team across the board. We've grown exponentially even during my relatively short tenure here, and where we have people focused on individual sports. So the people who are working on UFC are different than people who are working on NBA, and who are different people working on NFL. And so even though there's so much traffic going on a day-to-day basis, we're able to really kind of find efficiencies there and make sure that everyone's specialty is kind of focused on their specialty, and that there's no cannibalization there. So, still working some things out. Obviously, this is a brand new space, brand new tech, brand new everything, brand new products being built. But I think so far so good.
Awesome, man. And how are you doing? Personally running the job here. You've been on since April. And now you guys have added all these leagues. You've built this massive team. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's so exciting, right? I mean, in a span of 3 weeks, we'll have this UFC event. We'll have the Super Bowl. We'll have the Pro Bowl, and we'll have the NBA All-Star Game. So that's that's quite a 30-day span here. So me being a sports junkie, super exciting. Not a lot of sleep, but that's kind of part of the job. But we're really excited to lean in and have some fun out there.
I don't know if anybody caught that, but that was a massive, massive hint when he said the Pro Bowl. Okay, I didn't know the Pro Bowl was in any sort of plans or anything. And I Dave, I don't know if that was a hint.
Is that news that the Pro Bowl is happening this year?
No. But I'm hinting more at the fact that the Pro Bowl might be part of something else.
We all know conspiracy theory Phil is wide awake, even though it's Sunday morning. He's ready to go, which we love him for. But read through that whatever you want. But simply stating tentpole events are happening in our sports that we are fortunate to partner with.
I know. I'm just messing with you, man. I just want to give a quick update. Sorry to cut you off, Dave and LG. Sorry for jumping in, but I'm working the trenches here. So I'm talking to a lot of people on the side that this is their first drop. The queue is paused for everybody. It's not just you. You don't need to refresh. This is common in NFT drops where a lot of people show up. It's common. We've been experiencing this for the last year. The team did some stress tests, all that. That's all nice. But you obviously can't anticipate sometimes the volume of people showing up for these drops. And by the looks of things, there were people in line close to 40,000. That's a lot of people, and probably even more coming in since we are early Sunday morning on the West Coast. Some people likely missed the kickoff time and joined afterwards and are trying to join afterwards. So if you're stuck in the queue, hang in there. Just stay there. It'll eventually get going again, or there'll be an update from the team. And you're still doing things right if it's your first ever NFT. So hang in there.
Yeah, and just to jump in there, Phil, I appreciate that. Also, I've seen some questions on Twitter, like you don't have to do anything, you don't lose your line, like we're just be patient, and we're doing the best we can.
Dave, can I ask you a quick question about how UFC Strike is going to interact with the fan experience in terms of watching it on TV or being at an event? Are there going to be any activations or anything like that?
This is the start of our partnership. We're really excited to be working together. I think there will be those opportunities. I'd be remiss to exactly give further details beyond that, but they've been incredible partners, very eager to try new things. So we're excited to work with them to help bring that to life.
So if I were to tell somebody who watches these events how, I guess, UFC Strike will interact with their viewer experience. Obviously, you have the flash challenges in Top Shot, and I expect that we're going to see challenges and things of that nature in UFC Strike. What's the best way to explain it to them? If it's somebody who doesn't know this space and is interested in how UFC Strike is actually going to impact their experience as a viewer, what do you think is the best way to relay that information to them?
Well, I mean, I would say at a baseline, this is the best opportunity one possibly can have to own collectibles, like digital ultra scarce collectibles of the best fighters in the world. So just at a pure fandom, I would say just opportunistic people who like playing the rarity collectible game. This is the best show in town that you possibly can have with, I guess, I think the art speaks for itself. If you've seen the NFTs, they're just really polished, incredibly high-end looking pieces of art there. So I think there's that baseline. And then I think it'll be incumbent on us, and as we work together with our great partners at the UFC to figure out the other dimensions, which we are. But I think time will bring that to life as people who are new to the NFT space, like roadmaps and utility are incredibly important to any project. We are still in the early days here, as this is our first day, our first launch. And so more details will come, but I think people will be excited.
Dave, was that a dog running across the floor?
That's exactly what that was.
There's only one thing that sounds like the sound of like a dog's paws and nails running across like some kind of nice floor, like a nice wooden floor. That's exactly what it was. So who's the dog?
That's Dill Pickle. Our
Dill
poodle, yeah, he's excited.
You have a poodle named Dill?
That's right.
Holy shit!
The one and only.
Wow, that's did not expect to learn that on this space, but here we are. Learning a lot of stuff. Right on, man.
Okay, this has been great. I do have to jump. I apologize, but
all good,
thanks
man.
So much for the opportunity. Enjoy today. Appreciate everyone's patience ahead of time as we sort through some new things here. But exciting days, and really appreciate the opportunity.
Dave, last thing for you, okay? And I know, usually this is something where I'd set up a meeting with you to talk to you personally, but I'm just going to pitch you right now in front of everybody. Listen, send Phil to the Pro Bowl, okay? Just send him, okay? Send him, not the Super Bowl. No. Send Phil to the Pro Bowl. That's where he wants to go. Okay? Right. Is that still in Hawaii? Is that still in Hawaii?
No, it's in Vegas this year.
That's right.
Oh, even better. Send Phil to Vegas. There, man. Correspondent.
We'll see what we can figure it out. We'll be in touch.
All right, man.
Would you guys like to hear from somebody who's involved in one of these moments?
Yes, we will. Dave, we'll let Dave go.
Everyone.
But Dave, thanks, man. Take care.
Thanks,
Good luck with everything.
I don't know if he'd like to jump on with us, but one of the moments is Alexander Rakic knocking out Jimmy Manuwa, and I see that John Gooden is here, who is on the call for that moment. So if you have that moment, you'll hear the voice of John Gooden. I'm going to invite him to jump on. And John, if you'd like to jump on with us, feel free. It's nice to hear from somebody who's actually on one of these moments, jumping into the fold here.
For sure. I have to say, Aaron, like, honestly, the fact that there is commentary on these moments, and for those who have not seen them, they've got the full UFC commentary on them. Something that the NFL and NBA Top Shot do not have is a game changer for me. It really is. Because there's nothing like hearing the commentary. And nowadays we get to see what their faces look like and the reactions when it happens too. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing like the commentary on these moments. So I think that's completely game changing with this.
Good evening. Good afternoon. How are we doing?
Wow.
We're good, man. John, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Well, first of all, I was jumping on as a learning experience, and that's double learning, right? Knowing that I'm actually maybe a small part of this this new initiative. Wow, that's quite something. It's a privilege, right, to be on the call anyway. Now this thing lives on in different forms.
I saw you on here, John, and I looked at the moments, and I was like, I think John has to be on one of these. I'm like, let's look for some European fighters, and I saw that Alexander Rakic's knockout of Jimmy Manuwa was one of the moments where you have the call of that big head kick KO.
Dude, it was one of the scariest moments that I've ever witnessed in all of my time attending and calling fights. I think, as a side note, I've gotten to know both fighters, but probably more Jimmy over the years. I saw him on the come up, and then I knew his wife was there, his daughters were there. I think I'd shot the main event feature with Jimmy as well. Oh no, it wasn't for that fight, but in previous times. So you get to know these folk, and sometimes their significant others, and to see him hit the canvas like that, it was just brutal. But on the flip side, what an incredible piece of athleticism from Alexander Rakic. At that point, I think a lot of us in the know started to consider him as a potential future contender.
Can we just get everything that John just said minted as like a behind the scenes NFT? Because I'd like that as like an accompaniment NFT that's just like we have the call, and then there's like a derivative NFT under that that's John giving like the documentary post-mortem like play-by-play of how he was feeling and what was going down. Because I love hearing that.
Do I get one of them for that? I mean, we can do a little deal here.
Get Dave back up here, man. Get this guy some packs with his own like commentary moment in there, man. That's what we need to do. John, will these be your first NFTs? And have you heard of NFTs before this?
Yeah. I've been looking at this space for probably about, where are we now? Maybe about 9 months. So I've been following Gary V quite closely for a little while now, a good few years actually. And I know that he's a man who's got his finger on the pulse. So whenever he mentions stuff, I take notes. And when he launched VFriends, I was actually on the whitelist for that. But I didn't have the money. It's just not been the greatest of years financially for me the last couple of years. So, and also not really ahead of things when it came to crypto. I'm still sort of building up my investment in that space. So to have like 1 ETH just sitting in an account, it wasn't where I'm at. I'm still not quite there yet, but we're getting there. So anyway, I saw what was going on with VFriends and what I've seen since and how that's kicked on and the moment that caused within the NFT space as a whole led me to then dive in and look at who else was doing stuff, some other projects. So I've actually been speaking with some guys called Dudes. They're in the music space. They're connected to a friend of mine who's in the toy business, funnily enough. He's in licensing and things like that. He runs Toy Kiddo. He used to be a part of Moshi Monsters, a guy like one of the angel investors for the Calm app. So a real big player, and he's a good friend of mine. We're yet to sit down and have a coffee and him to really explain the nuts and bolts of these things. And I was supposed to have a call with the guys at Dudes that would help me understand how I might be able to, well, more the technology. I think I know how I might use NFTs in the future, but more building it and coins. I mean, I don't want to kind of, well, I'll say tease something. It's very much just an idea that I've had, but the guys at Dudes they've got a coin for emerging musicians and to help them out in that space. And last year I did a little thing for UK MMA where I was fundraising. I think I made around £8,500, including kit from TRX. But then I distributed that amongst a few people on a voting system. So just trying to help some gyms that may have been struggling through the pandemic. And I've always wanted to do more at a grassroots level. And I started to think about the application of NFTs and just this whole kind of decentralized space and the various bits that can be applied to maybe help athletes on the up using an NFT of some kind and a coin that we can use to support UK MMA and who knows beyond there. So I'm really interested in this area. I don't know enough. I think I'm getting my head around some bits. So I think that answers your question.
That's a long-winded answer, but it's good to know where your head's at, man. It's good to know, and I love what you're saying about supporting the athletes. We've had a few. I think we've had a few different people come up, but including one athlete who was even wearing a shirt of like a Bitcoin address while he was fighting, so that people could like donate to him or like support him as a fighter and just be able to like scan a QR code on the screen.
Wow!
During his fights, yeah, so that was pretty cool. So very keen for crypto to help unlock a lot of new kind of paradigms there for people getting rewarded and for athletes getting paid properly, kind of thing. So. But happy that you're here in the space, man. Like it's all about getting started, and same for you and anybody in your circle. It's all about like just being here and being curious and being open to some new ways of working and of people either raising capital or even just kind of sharing in their fandom. So it's great that you're here. Aaron, can you level set for me? Just like again, not being a massive UFC fan, where does John sit in the kind of like echelon of broadcasters, like or play-by-play? Like, is he compare him to somebody maybe in the NBA or
be
NHL?
Kind, Aaron. Be kind.
Well,
be kind.
John
Jesus, this is a dangerous question.
John is absolutely phenomenal at what he does, and it's actually been a real shame during this pandemic because he's based in the UK that he hasn't been able to travel to some of these events because he adds so much to the broadcast and is such a delight to listen to. In fact, the UFC has some of the best play-by-play people I think of any sport, and that's even up to Dan Hellie, who just does the Contender Series. These guys are such pros; they're so good. And they so seldom make any sort of errors on the broadcast. It's really something to behold because there's so many different fighters from so many different gyms, dialects, countries, cities that they have to stay on top of name pronunciations. It's really a wonder to see how good these guys are. And if you asked me to rank these guys, I would have no idea where to start because they're all so good.
Keep going, though, Aaron. Rankings, just keep going. This is really nice for my ego. Please continue.
Oh boy. Great. Let's just switch back for a second here to what's going on with this drop. So we don't. Phil, go ahead. We don't. Did we just? Now. There is an update. Okay, so the queue's been paused. The queue's been paused for a little bit, as you guys know. And again, if you're new to NFTs, John, this includes you. This is it's normal. Unfortunately, it's normal. This just happens sometimes. We'll get into the mechanics of it, but it is challenging to do really big popular drops. This happens. You got to be patient. Phil, what's the update from the Discord?
The update is not from the Discord. It's from the UFC STRIKE Twitter page, who just tweeted, "We are aware of some technical issues. We want to ensure everyone has a great experience and will be..." Actually, no, not resume the queue. It says we will provide an update at 11:45 Pacific time, which is 15 minutes from now. So our next update will be in 15 minutes. It says, remember, you need a Hello Dapper account. Or sorry, I'm reading the actual Twitter handle. A Dapper account prior to purchasing a pack. So I guess a lot of people are maybe on the site still struggling to figure out how to join the queue or join the drop and have not set up their Dapper account just yet. But you need to do that before you even join the drop. And it looks like we'll be getting an update sometime in the next 15 minutes approximately on what's going on. So if you see a paused button or it says paused on your screen, again, you're totally fine. I did the numbers. They've only sold 139 packs out of the 100,000, and that's when the issue started. So normal in this space. Queues kind of eliminated the issues over the last year. It used to be a free-for-all for whoever can press the button the most times would get to buy. They got rid of that. They went to queue system. But there are still issues in a drop of this magnitude where so many people are showing up. It's normal to have problems. So we'll get an update soon.
Okay, thank you for that, Phil. And when do the NFL games start? That's a big question.
Yeah, that's a big problem. That starts in about 30 minutes. But listen, when you're in a queue, you're on your phone anyways. You probably got your computer somewhere nearby. You can still have all of that going at the same time and still be in the queue. It's not a big deal. For me, the Bills are not playing till later, but I will be watching both games. But yeah, no, it's not a big deal, man. And like Aaron said, well, I didn't see the actual option for emails on this queue. I don't even know if there is one, but that's usually handy for times like this.
It was there. You just had to click on.
Okay.
You had to click on your QID. That's how you'd get it. So that was an option. Perfect. It's not right now. Now the screen has changed, so the queue is paused. So we don't have anything else but that right now. So we're waiting 15 minutes to see what the update is.
Okay. So we'll see. We'll find out in 15 minutes. It looks like hopefully it's still a go for today for the time being. What they might do is maybe delay it till a bit later. But hopefully we get an update. And like I said, if you're freaking out that everyone else got packs, only 139 people out of the 40 to 50,000 that are in line ended up getting a pack before they ran into the issues. So we're still good to go.
We do have a mixed martial artist in here who's just getting into the NFT space, who actually trains with Jake Paul. It's Anthony Taylor. I'm going to invite him to come and say hello because this man has more charisma than all of us put together.
What? So, what the fuck? What the hell is that? What the hell, Aaron, man? You come up here and then you're dissing
when you hear
us.
Anthony speak, you'll know what I'm talking about.
The first mint is nothing but charisma. Like, we literally don't even have a product, man. Like, we don't have a platform or anything. Please, just give us something, man.
LG versus Aaron in the next celebrity death boxing match.
It's gonna be a tweet match, man. It's gonna be a Twitter battle. That's what it's gonna be. Actually, and also just when I was pointing out to John that we've had a fight around the past. We had Olivier Aubin-Mercier, who came on the podcast a while back in July, to talk about how he has tried to get paid in Bitcoin. He's worn a jersey during matches with a QR code where people can pay him in Bitcoin. He's also really big into other NFT projects, including the play to earn stuff like Axie Infinity. So just a little note on that.
Yeah, the entire camp in Montreal are really big into crypto and NFTs. Olivier's got such a fun sense of humor. I love that guy. Mm-hmm. He's no longer with the UFC, but he's just a pleasure to be around.
Yeah, he's something else, man. And we were on. I went on his podcast too, on his show that he does with another guy, and yeah, he's something else, man. This guy is, and he's heavy into crypto, and he knows he's got the right target audience for that. A lot of people have a lot of crypto, and if he's and LG said it earlier, he actually put a donations. I think it was an ETH address. I don't know what it was, or Bitcoin. I'm not sure. He put some sort of address on his gear when he was fighting in a fight, asking for donations, saying we don't make that much here. And I think people took care of him. So that's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah, it was like a QR code he had, I think, on his fight like kit.
That's right. Yeah, he's a character, man. All right, well,
we're hanging out now.
We're waiting for Mr. Charisma to come up here.
Yeah, let's get Mr.
I don't know
Charisma
where Anthony's at. He had requested to come on before, but I don't know what he's up to now.
That's okay. Well, we could always get around to we got a people who want to chat, so maybe we get around to some questions, comments from the queue. But Phil D, tell me, like, when you're waiting in a queue, and we've had some we've been in queues that have lasted 36 hours. Okay, so this is an extra couple minutes is not that big of a deal. But what do you what if we're not on Spaces yakking it up? Like, what is your how do you pass the time waiting in queue for a drop like this? Because you don't want to turn away, like you're saying, like the email updates don't always work for you, so you don't want to like go start making lunch or something like that right now, and then the queue starts and you miss your spot, right? Like, how do you what kind of activities do you do while you wait?
Well, here's the deal, though. I do like this queue as opposed to a lot of the other queues. They've actually provided an update on the queue message now, echoing what their Twitter page said. So I like that because a lot of people are not following the Twitter. They're sitting there in the queue wondering what the hell's going on in their first NFT drop. And it says that we'll update you around 11:45. But in terms of spending time, like you said, LG, the world record for a queue was the recent Matrix drop with Nifties, where it lasted like 2 days. And you were literally in the queue for 2 days waiting for those who lasted to the end. But that was a bit different. That one you had to go to sleep still in the queue and trust that you'll be there when you wake up, or of that nature. But hey, it's Sunday, man. People have stuff to do. A lot of people don't have anything to do. They're going to watch. There's a lot of football, both American, European on right now. A lot of stuff going on for people to do. It will happen, though, that some people have left this behind. and they'll come back and realize if this queue gets up and going again today that they missed their spot because they went and did something else. It's very common.
Well,
not many
like
times.
Like Aaron said, there is a drop Monday the 31st.
Wow.
Likely that'll happen. I would assume actually that this week there'll be many more stress tests, because I'd say with this particular initiative, it's been a bit different than NFL. Like the NFL product has been like, okay, kind of like on the dot every Friday. It's a drop from the prior week's action going into the weekend. But with this, it's like, man, this came out of nowhere Wednesday that this was launching, and then Friday there was a stress test for Nine Lives Lounge people. Yesterday was a stress test for whoever got in. Today it's a public drop, and I would assume that I think even between now and the next big public drop on the 31st, we'll see a few more stress tests. Because again, clearly the system's still being worked on. The queue is paused right now, so that system's being refined. So I would say we're going to see a lot more. I just want to change gears here for a second, because we have a very close friend of the First Mint and somebody who's on the Dapper side as well joining us. And I just want to say, Luke, we poked fun at it on Twitter, but rightfully so. When I jumped into the Discord for this, the first message I saw was from you, which we hear from you for NFL and for Top Shot. So good to see that you're involved at all levels here at Dapper Products. But Luke, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. Yeah, no, I was in there just to help them set up a little bit, but they've got their whole dedicated team. I jumped in for a minute just so they could, you know how it is, guys. I've been in the Discord space for too long on Top Shot, so I'm familiar with these busy moments where you have thousands of people all asking the same question in the space of 2 minutes. So jumping in, I'll be about today as well just to help them set up. But really excited. I know the queue's paused right now. We expect it to be open again in about 8 minutes. So as we said at 1:45, so just bear with us there. And when we open it again, for those of you who aren't familiar, it will be a little bit slow to open, just so that we can, make sure things are running smoothly, and then we'll slowly ramp up the speed at which people can get through it. So very excited, mate. Very excited.
Luke, are you okay? Do you drink coffee? You had your coffee?
I've had a lot of coffee today. It's been a very busy four to 5 days for me. About 100 hours, I feel. I've not slept.
It's okay, man. We're here for you, Luke. We're here for you. Tell us a bit more actually about the UFC community team, right? Because like you're saying, you help them set up. Obviously, like you're saying, you're a pro. You're very your way around busy Discords, let's say. So kind of what people are anticipating. But who are we going to be seeing on the UFC Strike community team? Who are we going to be chatting with in the Discord?
So there's a few people that you might recognize. You might know Powell. He was super active in the Top Shot community and very super helpful on the Discord all the time. So he's joined us on the UFC team. Another guy called Alex, who also was active in previous Dapper communities, so you might recognize him. And then we'll be bringing on some more people. There's a couple of people that have experience because they've been at Dapper for a while now, like Malik, for example, an awesome guy called Ray. You'll see all these people about, and they'll be just like in every other Dapper Sports project. You'll see them in the Discord answering those questions. I think you'll get to know them very quickly, and maybe we'll even get them up on the spaces on First Minute at some point to talk more about what's going on at the UFC. And I'll be about as well, of course. Don't worry about that.
Luke, Luke, oh. we know you we know you're in the trenches, man. I don't post too much in the Discord, but I see you in there. You're in the trenches. You deal with all the yahoos. You deal with all the chaos in there. And all the craziness. So I commend you for that. But just like anyone else that is associated with any of these projects, we are going to ask you what you can tell us that we may not already know about the future of UFC Strike, and maybe give us a bit of insight. I mean, I know you're probably going to say you don't know much, but I know you know something. Maybe you can tell us about the future structure of drops. Something like. So we had UFC 270 last night. Would there be a drop corresponding to UFC 270 alone in the next week? After every major UFC event, or would it be maybe a combination of everything that happened in a month, or will it continue to include all sorts of fights from the past? Things. Is there anything you can tell us about UFC Strike that the general listening public does not already know?
honestly, and I'm not just saying this, mate. I know I do speak to you guys like every tile and every project, but I'm just not involved in that sort of things. I'm just setting up the Discord, chatting to the people, and I know, and I do this intentionally, right? I say, what can we say publicly? Tell me that and nothing else. I don't have to remember what I'm not meant to say. I just know what I'm allowed to say, and that's it. It makes my life easier. But one thing I will point out, and like this isn't like insider info. I just don't think it's been talked about. But like, I feel the UFC is, as a sport, is made for moments just in such an awesome way. Like for a range of reasons. Like you guys have probably already talked about this, but the fan base, first of all, are just so passionate. They're so excited. I think the fan base behind UFC will, they'll get it quicker than any other sports fan base. Like I just think they will. Partly because the demographic, partly because the sport itself, it's made for these like highlights that you can have. In theory, you could have a moment that captures an entire fight. If it's like a 10-second knockout, that could be a moment, and that's that. Like that's kind of crazy to think about. We don't have that in any other sport, other than maybe like boxing, for example. So like I think just what will come from the moments will be that they'll always be dynamic because every fight can be so different. So I think that's something that is like people aren't talking about that much so far from what I've seen, is that like as we progress over the next few months, next few years, the range of moments are just going to be quite wild,
Yeah, the Terrence McKinney moment, for example, is a 6-second knockout. So that's the entire fight is in one moment.
Yes, it is. I got that one. I got that one yesterday. It's actually really good. And Aaron's the one who told me. I showed him what I got, and I didn't think he'd say what he said. And I watch almost every fight, and I did remember that fight. But he was actually intrigued by that one, amongst others. But yeah, he thought that one was pretty cool. And when I did watch it, it is the entire fight. Isn't it the quickest knockout or something like that in a UFC debut?
It's the fastest knockout in the history of UFC debuts. Yeah, Terrence McKinney. I think he took the fight on short notice and came in, and it was like a 6 or 7 second knockout. So pretty impressive. Terrence is a great guy. Hopefully he can jump on here with us. Actually, I've asked him if he wants to pop up.
Wait, hold on. Whose debut was it? Terrence's or the other?
Terrence's debut. Yeah, Terrence's debut.
Terrence's debut. Okay, so who's the guy he knocked out?
Matt Favola, who actually fought yesterday. And it was in one of the best fights of the night yesterday, and got a win.
Man,
that's really cool.
That feeling. Yeah, that's so cool.
And I want to bring this up, and I don't want to set off. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I just want to say something before we either get rugged, we forget, we decide to bail on this. I just want to say, the day, if it ever happens, that Conor McGregor makes it to these drops, I'm telling you right now, Luke, forget your queue systems. All right. You're going to have like 7 different queue systems as a backup. It'll probably crash the entire thing for a week. I'm just telling you right now. That'll be the one that I think crashes the system for good.
I'm not in a position to speculate on who might be joining the platform in the future or not. But I mean, I remember. Hang on, everyone, calm down. You're getting me in trouble.
I mean, this isn't a major spoiler.
Dude,
it's not a major spoiler. He's gonna have a Conor McGregor.
This is like when I interviewed Roham and he started talking about Michael Jordan and then tried to backtrack it, and it was like,
no comment. Why are you trying to get me in trouble? I can't go get.
What do you mean get you in trouble? You came up here. You're the one who comes up here.
I'll just say there will be a McGregor moment in the future. I mean, I'll boldly go out on a limb and say, wow, a moment of McGregor's and a moment of Khabib's. I think those will be very big moments.
Yeah, all of Ireland will probably explode. The Wi-Fi and internet in Ireland will definitely go crashing through for a week when that happens. So, oh man, so many layers to this.
Luke needs some media training. You know what I mean? Like athletes. They need some media training where he's like, well, I know the team's going to go out there and do their best. And, we
I don't know what you mean media training. First of all, are we calling you media now? I feel like you're always trying to avoid that title when I use it.
What do you mean? Look at Aaron's here. Aaron's on TSN, man. Okay? Like, TSN's a big fucking deal in Canada. Okay? Like, this isn't small potatoes.
I don't know how they tricked you to get up here. I'm sorry about it. You got to put up with the Doucet brothers. No, like, to be fair, I think media training helps me because the moment I mention anything, you guys are like, oh my god, this is happening. It's like,
yeah. I'm gonna tweet it right now, Luke. Confirmed as per Luke that Conor's on his way.
Moving on though, did you guys see the adverts yesterday? They were pretty fire.
Yes,
I have not seen them. Are they? Does anybody have a clip from them? Like maybe?
Yeah, there's a tweet. Go to Pack Drip.
Pack Drip's got it. Okay.
Go to Pack Drip's Twitter page. He actually posted a picture there from his TV, and I think there was a full commercial. Luke, right? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Several commercials.
Several commercials. That's right.
Plus lower thirds during the fights with the broadcaster talking about it.
That's what I'm referring to. It kept popping up on the screen with the moment on the right corner just flashing by. I kept seeing that. LG is probably going to put it up as a pin, but he did post it yesterday.
So there's a video like from like the Jumbotron at the event. There's the ad for it that Dior posted. So from the Dapper side. So yeah, so that's there, and I think that's the one we're talking about, right? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, so from the event, right?
I
just posted it. Oh no, Rohan posted it too. Yeah, Rohan posted it.
Yeah, just as an update, Doucets. The queue is open again, right?
Whoa!
So if you're in the queue now, it's open. But hold on, it's going to be a little bit slow.
Thank you, Luke.
I mean, I didn't do it, obviously.
Yeah, you did. Luke unblocked the queue. Good job, man. I like that you posted. I like that you posted in Discord. You managed to post in Discord while talking to us.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, it's distracting conversation, of course. No, so just if any of you aren't in the UFC Strike Discord, I recommend joining because you can get all the updates there, as well as following on Twitter. But also, just to say, so the queue is open. It'll probably be a little bit slow for 5-10 minutes. And the reason is we want to make sure that the people that are going through checkout now and getting those packs have a good experience. We want to keep it running smoothly. And as that goes through, we'll then slowly ramp it up. So it won't be this slow for the whole duration. So just bear with us there for the next 5 to 10.
Okay.
Aaron, a question for Aaron. Aaron, are you a big Discord guy?
I'm on it from time to time. I just find that I get too wrapped up in it if I'm on it. I just I sit on it for way too long. So I try to I dabble. I'll just put it that way. It's hard for me to spend too much time on it because then it takes away too much from my work.
Okay. Just to kind of prime for people that may be new again, because we've got a lot of people listening. Again, maybe people who don't have much Discord, or again, if this is their first NFT, or even like when we had John on earlier saying, this might be some of his first stuff he's dabbling in. How would you describe using Discord? Like what I'll just level set. Discord is kind of it's like a chat platform. It's very much like Slack or Microsoft Teams, but also a lot like ICQ way back in the day, where you essentially join.
It's like IRC. It's like IRC back in the day. I used to be on IRC all the time when I was
what the hell's IRC? Dude, what's IRC, man?
Bro.
Internet relay chat.
What? Do you know what IRC is?
Are Phil and I way older than you guys, or way younger than you guys? I don't know. There's definitely a gap here. Are you talking about
what the
ICQ?
hell's going on here?
No, IRC. I was on IRC when this was probably in the 90s, in 1996.
Whoa.
IRC, MIRC. Come on, LG. What are you playing at?
Luke, how old are you, man?
You guys are older than us, man.
What the hell, Luke?
Just coaching, mate. Just coaching.
That was before ICQ.
IRC still exists, I think. I think people still use IRC.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyways, this is a much better updated version of any of those, but it's basically a place where you can go, a project like UFC Strike, or even the First Mint, or any other thing in NFTs typically, although it's used in gaming and other industries. They have their own, what's called a server. It's pretty much a place where there's different little chat rooms about that project. So for example, in the UFC Strike, there's a general chat where you just chat about the project. There's a stress test chat where you get updates about the stress test. There's an announcements channel where Luke posts updates about what's going on. So it's a great place to be. It's where you want to, if you're looking to connect with the rest of the community around this, obviously you can do it on Twitter with, and First Mint does as well. But the place you want to be for more in-depth and connect with kind of your fellow fans, your fellow collectors, is in the Discord. But kind of like Aaron said, it is a little bit overwhelming. Phil D peruses Discords quite a lot. Phil D, how would you kind of describe the value, let's say, of joining a project's Discord?
It can be really overwhelming. And, I hear that some people have I don't know if there's a limit as to how many Discords you can be part of, because I try and keep it super limited to only to the projects that I'm active in and that I, or people I support. But some Discords have 40 to 50 channels in them, and you're getting pings daily from some of them, 10 to 15 pings. It's too much. So I try and focus obviously on ours in the First Mint Discord. That's by far, unbiased opinion, the best one out there. It kind of only because I say this only because we've got everything in there. It's all consolidated into one in terms of we have side channels for all the projects. So I don't really need to go in their Discords and discuss that much unless I want to hang out in the trenches with the wild ones and go crazy. Ballers is a good example. I go bonkers in there because that's how the community is. It's so nice to feel the community. And there's several others that are the same. But yeah, it can be super overwhelming to join, a Discord for every single, project you're interested in. So I try and keep it limited to the ones that I'm actually involved with the most, because it's too much. I mean, your phone will blow up, your battery will be done by the time you leave the house. It gets a lot. It's hard to keep up. I agree with Aaron. It really is. But you feel like you're going to miss out if you're not in the Discord. Everyone's like, oh my God, did you see what they said in Discord? Right. Well, no, you tell me what they said in Discord. Right?
It's a lot of info. It's the floodgates of info. Quick update.
It took me days to figure out Discord. Like, it took me days to figure out how it worked, and I'm always like muting the notifications. And my son is in Discord groups with all of his friends, and like his phone's buzzing all the time. It's a lot, like you said, Phil.
Get your son on IRC, man. Get your kid on IRC. Okay, quick update. I feel like Luke's got an update on the drop for us. The queue is moving for me. I'm number 951 or 591, 590, moving up one spot at a time. But it says my estimated wait is 55 minutes.
Yeah, mine says 55 minutes too, and I'm 9,774. So maybe that's like a token amount of time that they're giving for people.
Oh boy,
yeah,
one person at a time.
I think it's for everybody, for sure.
What do you got? What do you got?
About the time thing, I was going to say, like, to be honest as well, like, as we said, it's slowly ramping up. We're already doing that now, so I wouldn't worry too much about the estimated time or what you've seen so far. I expect the next 30 to 40 minutes would be a little bit quicker than what it has been the last sort of few minutes for sure. So definitely don't worry about that too much. And you said you're all seeing the same estimated time, right? I'll let the team know.
Wow.
Also,
look at that.
So I know someone who just joined the queue, and they're in the 50,000 range, like around there. So if you join now, you're still going to get a pack.
Luke, how are people in the Discord not saying this, man? When did we become the trenches where you're finding out this info from us, man? This must be all over the Discord.
Phil, how many of me do you think there are? Like, I don't. You like come up to the spaces, and then I ask you guys for info, and you're complaining about info. I'm like,
I know we're just
okay. So what it is it actually maxes out at 55 minutes. So you will see less than 55 minutes if you're coming up soon. And if you're after that, it will max out at 55 minutes. But don't worry, we expect the queue will get a little bit quicker as we keep going here. So everyone just don't worry that you're being here for like all day. I mean, you guys said it earlier, you've seen some like 36-hour queues. It's not going to be that crazy here. Don't worry.
Never.
Was that never say never there? And then you got cut off.
Can you hear me? There we go. Yeah, no, the mute button wasn't working properly.
Okay. A lot of people got either kicked out of the line or timed out or forgot. That's a message I'm getting a lot. So basically, if that happened to you, just go back in line. You can go right back in line. And Luke, can you confirm if it's there are a lot of questions regarding this, and I believe we know the answer. Is it 1 pack per transaction?
Yeah, so everyone can get up to 5 packs in total, but you can only get 1 pack at a time. So right now, everyone in the queue should be able to get a pack, right? Obviously, if they have an issue at checkout, they're going to have to leave and rejoin, but then it should be able to sort it. So, like, yeah, definitely would recommend it. Like you said, if you drop out, just rejoin. There's still plenty of time because everyone can only get 1 pack at a time.
Got it.
All right.
Got it.
Sounds
okay.
good.
Also,
my estimated wait has been updated to 6 minutes.
Oh, wow. LG flexing. Also, on the Discord chat, if anyone out there is listening and you join the UFC Strike Discord, or it's your first time in Discord and you're not sure, feel free to DM me on there. You can see me in the announcements. I'm the Luke. I've got a little elephant next to my name. So just feel free to DM me if you want any help, like settling in and how to use Discord, how to use the UFC Strike Discord. Like, happy to help any of you. So just feel free to reach out. LG, if you message me right now asking for help, no, not you, LG. I mean, all the people that are like new to the space.
I don't need any help. Does it sound like I need help, man? What are you saying?
You just muted yourself mid-sentence. I mean,
whoa.
It's like, Aaron's just working with professionals, and then you bring him up.
Whoa. All right. Where's the ICQ vote?
Get the fighter up here, man. Let's get the fighters up here, man. We need some fighting. No, okay, Luke. Well, we appreciate the updates, man. Why the elephant? People are probably wondering, right? Because, what's up with that?
I've been called Dumbo for like years on Discord, so Dumbo's an elephant, mate. I don't know if you knew that, so I have to have the elephant representing.
Why do they call you Dumbo?
Well, I mean, clues in the name. Not the smartest guy. I embrace it though.
Really? You got the nickname Dumbo because people think you're dumb?
Well, I mean, why did you get the nickname? I don't know what they call you. To be fair, LG's not much of a nickname, is it?
It's my name. Those are the initials in my first 2 names.
Oh, I should have said that. It's the initial of my actual name, D-U-M-B-O. It's a long name.
Yeah, Dumbo is the acronym for your full name. That'd be pretty twisted, man. Right on. Well, Luke, I mean, keep us posted on any updates, but definitely looks like the queue is moving here. So that's really good news. And as the queue moves, if you guys are getting packs, and opening them, or you're about to open them, please hit us up, drop it in the DMs, because we always love to have people up here open their packs and kind of narrate themselves opening the pack live to us. And we want to hear what you got. We want to share that experience.
I've got one more thing to say to Luke, because since you're taking notes and relaying info to the team here, a lot of people are reporting, and thank you, KJ, who just sent this to me, that their mobile phone queue is not the same number as the one on their PC or laptop. They've got different queue spots for both. So I'm not sure if that's a known issue or not, or if that's being discussed. But if you're seeing that, I guess what advice do you have for people if they're seeing that? If it's happening to people where they've opened it on two different devices because they can't sit on their computer all day and they want it on their phone, are they still okay? Should they be okay to leave those open and keep going? Or
my advice is to buy 2 packs and use both.
I didn't want to say that, but okay.
I'm not familiar with the correct solution is for this error. I mean, look, it makes sense if you need to join the other queue. No, so if you need to leave but still be able to join the queue when it's your turn, be able to go through to pay, then yeah, switch to mobile. But I would say maybe leave on the other device. You might lose your queue number, but it means it won't mess up. So I'm not sure what will actually happen. I suspect it'll be fine, but I would say if you're switching device, leave the queue on the first device first, just to help it not mess up. You might lose your queue number, but at least then it will work fine when you're on your mobile. That'd be my advice there.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough, man. Thanks for that.
And for people already in that position, I would say, if you're already in that position, just stick it on your mobile, and you might not get a pack, it might mess up, but then you can just rejoin the queue after, like we talked about before. It's not the end of the world if you get there, something goes wrong, and then rejoin the queue. You still have the chance to get some packs because we've got a lot of packs to go, so it should be okay.
Okay.
If we feel, Luke, if anybody feels like they have been screwed in some way, what's the best course of action? Are you guys putting up? Is this this is beta? Just kind of can't help everybody. We're just trying to get through this, or is it is there a support line where they feel like just something didn't go right when they went to buy, or some other kind of bigger issue?
Yeah, look, we're definitely like you kind of hit it on the nail on the head. We're definitely trying to help, but we are in a beta, and this is the first drop. But we are 100% here to help people. So again, in the Discord, we have a dedicated support channel, which has some of our support staff in there trying to answer questions as quick as they can. But it's busy. So what you can also do is you can send in a support ticket. So if you are on the UFC Strike website, there'll be a help section, a help center there. You can go there to find the link to submit a ticket, and they'll help you out there. Again, if you have an issue, feel free to just DM me, right? You can get me on Twitter, you can get me on Discord. You might not get an instant response because it's busy today, but if you want a hand where you say you paid and for some reason the pack didn't arrive, or you lost your queue position, anything like that, we can help you out. However, that being said, right now people seem to be going through without much of an issue. The only issue is some people have to leave and rejoin the queue. But other than that, we're not seeing issues beyond that. But we'll definitely be providing support where we can. But like you said, it is a beta.
Phil D, can you mute your ass, man? I'm getting Luke's feedback on your thing, man. Come on.
Amateur.
Shut up. I usually do, man. Shut up. I was gonna say something. Hey, listen, LG, are we bringing? We've got someone who has a pack. Are we bringing them up?
Yeah, bring them up. I also have a pack. I have a pack. That's what's up. I got a pack. Okay, so hold on. Okay. I have to go get back in line first. But I got a pack as well. So
okay, I'm gonna add Lost as a speaker here. And before we bring Lost on, and before you open your pack, LG, Aaron, I want to go back to you, just for a really quick second. So since the odds are so, I guess, low of getting a Champions tier moment, and how many fighters are in the Champions tier? I think there's 10. Is that what it is? I think so, 10. And there's only 75 of each. So odds are very low. Before any of our listeners open packs, Aaron, can you give me 3 fighters from the common tier that don't have a Champions moment that we should be looking out for, that these listeners should be looking out for when they're opening their packs? So if you were to pick 3 from the common section, who would they be?
All right, well, I'll start with Khamzat Chimaev, who right now is probably the hottest prospect in the UFC. This guy's just a human wrecking ball. He would be one. I think Francis Ngannou, the heavyweight champion, I think that he's in the Champions tier, but he also has a contender tier moment. So that would be number 2. And then, Derek Lewis is super popular with the fans. Justin Gaethje is really popular. Those would probably be the 2 next. And Paddy Pimblett is another prospect that people are very high on. So those would be the ones that I would look out for. And then you've also got Yuri Prochazka, who's fighting for the light heavyweight title in a couple months in Brazil, that is in this contender tier as well, and an awesome knockout from him over there. So I'd say those are the ones that you should be happy with landing if you're getting the contender tier moments.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for that, man. That's good, and I hope people took notes, because for a lot of people, they know the big names because that's all you see. I mean, a UFC main event is 5 fights, and you may not see some of the fighters that are up and coming on the undercard, in the prelims, and all that stuff, right? And a lot of fighters are starting to come out of that contender series too, which is really cool. So thanks for that. And I took some notes on that too. Lost, are you there? Lost, I brought you up for
right here.
there.
How you
What's up, man?
How you guys doing? Good.
Good. Your profile says 25-year-old actor, but terrible investor.
Yeah, absolutely horrible.
Well, let's change that today, man. You're here.
Why are you a terrible investor?
Everything I dip my hands into seems to turn into absolute garbage. So.
Oh my God. Okay. Why, Phil? Why did you?
Yeah.
We don't want this to happen.
We're going to find out today.
We're changing that today.
Oh,
exactly.
What the hell, man? Phil brings on this cursed guy, man. No, I'm just kidding. Lost. Hey, it's good LG, to have you up here, man.
We're here to change people's fortunes. And Aaron, after the pack is open, I want you to chime in and tell us if Lost is a lost cause or if he's changing his fortunes. Okay.
Yeah, I'll provide a report card.
Okay, thank you. All right, Lost. The floor is yours, man. There's great music too, so go nuts.
All right, fantastic. Great. I was 167th in line. I'm about to open the packs now. I'm a casual, honestly, watching the UFC, so we're gonna find out what I get. But I'm definitely gonna mispronounce people's names. So let's do this right now.
Dude, listen, man. I watch NBA, and I still can't pronounce people's names, even just by watching NBA. So it's fine. There's no shame there.
Cool. Let me open this pack. All right.
Great. Let's get a champions tier here, man. I live for that kind of shit. So I hope we get one.
Uh-oh.
I legit thought that was like a wolf howling or something.
I love it.
All right. We got three. Let's see. We got 3 people here. We got Lewis, Fight Night, February 20th, 2021.
What number?
Okay. 13025. 13,025. That's okay. We got DeChirico.
Alessio. Right?
Yeah, Alessio DeChirico, yeah.
DeChirico, that's right. All right. Fight Night, July 16th, 2021, TKO, number 22,100. And we got another DeChirico. Okay, the same exact one. 5,057. So as you can see, absolute lost cause.
I wouldn't say that. I think the Derek Lewis moment is a good pull. I think that you should be able to do okay with that one. I think he's a fan favorite. He's somebody that people really like, and I'm sure. Is there anything from his post-fight interview or anything like that in the moment?
Let's find out.
That was the one where he basically hit Curtis Blades when he was already knocked out. Like he took another shot and then blamed the referee for not getting in there fast enough. But
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Every single one. It's gonna be like this.
With the knockout, he's got a dozen, tied for the most in UFC history. None bigger than knocking out number 2 in Vegas tonight.
Wow.
Man, so impressive.
That's it.
Bisping. Bisping with the commentary there. Was that Bisping, Aaron?
Yeah, that's Bisping, yeah.
Wow, made it in there.
Funny. All right, cool.
Well, right on. Well, congrats, Lost. Are you gonna get back in the queue now?
Yeah, I'm gonna get another one. Why not? Okay.
Nice. Okay. So I have an update on that. Is I tried to get back in the queue. Maybe I need to open my pack first. But Luke, maybe you can relay this. When I do click to go back into the queue, it opens the queue screen for a second, but then redirects me to the pack buying page, but then tells me that purchases for this pack are limited to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to look at that. Everyone just hold on.
I'm patient. I'm
updates
patient.
soon?
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. But everyone else in the spaces, don't worry. I'll look into it. I'm gonna jump in chat to the team, but I'll have an update soon. Cheers, guys.
Don't DM Dumbo about it. Just wait here for an update. Don't send him more DMs. It won't
Thank you.
help.
One thing I'm wondering about is, Lost, when you opened your pack, did it open them all at once? Because that was one thing I didn't like about the pack opening experience.
Yeah. So it
Yeah, I
did
don't
open
like
them
that.
all at once. You didn't get to click and choose, like compared to Top Shots, because I did a little bit of Top Shots. You didn't get to pick and choose what you want to open. It just opened all three
Yeah,
of them
they
at
need
the
to
same
fix
time.
that. I don't like that. I like the suspense of opening each one individually.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
They will.
Wow. Let's see if LG's got the influencer touch.
Oh yeah. So what do I want here? What am I looking for? I want Francis probably, or Usman. I'm assuming is Usman.
Well, you want a championship tier for sure.
Yeah, I want championship tier for sure. Yeah, I'd take Nunes too. Okay, here we go. I got all three. They're all showing up. Okay. Okay, they opened. Okay, so I got a Barnett.
No, Chris Barnett. That's a great highlight because he does like this front flip onto his ass at the end. So it's kind of a fun moment to have, but he's not exactly a household name, but a very fun moment.
Okay,
nice.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. I got Barnett, not Barnett. Barnett. I got Cara France. Cara France.
That's decent, right, Aaron?
Yeah, he might be fighting for the flyweight title this year if he gets a win in his next fight. He's a good fighter from New Zealand.
Nice.
How do you say his first name? Kai?
Yeah, Kai Kara-France. Yeah,
Kai Kara-France. Okay, and then let's see who else I got here. I was going to click through to the screen, and I got buys. I got Cheyenne Bai, Cheyenne.
Now known as Cheyenne. Now Cheyenne Velismus because her and her husband unfortunately split recently. But hey, maybe that'll be worth something because it's got the wrong name. But
so I've got. Well, I actually got one. I got one of her the other day as well. So I've got one of each. So I've got two.
Any low numbers in there?
No, they're all incredibly high. Actually, no. Kyra France is 1260, 1,260. So I got that. But Barnett is almost at the top. Like it's like 23,116. So it's pretty high. I'm just gonna watch this one. Sorry, I don't have the sound hooked up. But let's see this Chris Barnett one. We got some kind of cool. Oh, this guy is massive, man.
He's a huge guy, and he lands this athletic spinning wheel kick, and then does a front flip onto his ass. It's a great highlight.
What the fuck, man? Oh my god.
Yeah, but LG, you didn't see the two guys last night, man. Everyone I was with was commentating because we just watched the co-main event, and then the two heavyweights came in, and they were both bigger than Herb Dean. And for people who know Herb Dean, and then you see these two, it was like, holy crap, these guys are monsters.
Oh my god, dude, that guy! I can't believe that guy can move that way. That's insane. He can move that fast, and then he does a front flip. Holy shit, man! This is insane. I gotta start watching more UFC. Luke, yeah, what's up? You're putting your hand up. You got an update?
Yeah. So, just so you're aware, like I looked into the issue, and so you will be able to rejoin the queue if you bought a first pack. You just might need to wait about 5 to 10 minutes and then try again.
Okay.
So like.
Okay. Thank you for the update.
LG last. If you guys just give it another 5 minutes or so and then rejoin, it should be okay.
I will wait. I will happily wait. Phil D, we got anybody else coming up who's got a pack?
I don't know. I mean, I was contacted by Lost. A lot of people claim to have packs, but as usual, they open them like right away and then they can't wait. I'm the same. I don't know if anybody's got a pack. Put your hand up. And I guess we'll bring you on.
And you have to have the pack, not like you're in line and you're number 5,000. No. Right. You have the pack in your account, and you like literally your fingers ready to go. And if we bring you up and then you're not actually able to open the pack, Phil D is going to boot you out of here super fast. Okay.
That was my favorite part about ICQ is you could just launch people right out of the group chat, but you had to have the majority of the votes. You had to have majority of votes to do it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Aaron, while we're sourcing other people here to open some packs and waiting a little bit more, I'd actually like to hear from you. Like, as somebody who's covered this for a long time, and you're clearly very passionate about UFC and mixed martial arts. How would you see UFC Strike kind of baking into the UFC? Like in terms of, now even in Top Shot, like has matured a little bit more. We have, the idea of there being like a player curated set has been floated. That's like, okay, a player is going to come in like Kevin Durant or something like that. And one day he might pick 5 moments from games that he then chooses to become moments. That's kind of like an interesting integration. Last year at the end of the season in Top Shot, we had, I think it was it Rudy Gobert? You had like Top Shot that like after he dunked on someone or something, like there's a lot of different stories like that. But in the future, like 5-10 years down the line, how does Strike kind of bake itself into the game or into the sport?
I think the more it grows, the more the fighters are going to be bullish on it because, they end up getting a decent cut of these. And I think that they are going to embrace having their own moments. There's a fighter named Billy Quarantillo who's really into this kind of thing, and he's excited that he has his own Panini card. And even Brandon Moreno, if you watched some of the preview yesterday, you saw his Panini card on his shelf, and he collects Funko Pops and Lego. Like I think the fighters are going to be really into this concept as it continues to grow. And what I'm really curious to see is kind of what I asked Dave earlier about how it's going to be integrated into the live experience. Are they going to have unique packs like they did for Summer League on the concourse with specialized moments for just people at those events? Are they going to have event-specific challenges where, whoever lands the most strikes, the 5 fighters that land the most significant strikes, that's going to be a challenge. And that way people who are going to be watching the events are going to try to hold moments of the fighters on that upcoming event for challenges. Just so many different things like that. I think that it's going to really, as we get more and more moments going of the different fighters, because there are about 700 fighters in the UFC, we're going to start seeing people strategically hold moments of the people that are on the upcoming card and buy them that way. And I think that the challenges are going to start getting people really into this particular platform as well. That's what I'm eager to see, is how they're going to be doing challenges here, because the NBA is a night after night thing, whereas the UFC is once a week, and you're not getting, every player in the league is playing in the NBA almost, whatever. You're getting 70% of the league playing on any given night, whereas in the UFC, if you've got 12 fights, 24 fighters, you're talking about 0.5% of the roster competing in one night. So I'm curious to see how that's going to interact with the product itself, and maybe they're going to have UFC Strike pop-ups on the broadcast about which moments you need to own for challenges or things of that nature, because the UFC are pretty good with their partners. They like to give their partners a good amount of time on the broadcast. So that's what I'm really eager to see, is how it's going to influence the actual viewer experience.
Absolutely. And that's a really good point about like the cadence at which player or athletes are fighting, right? Because that's how many fights does an average UFC fighter have in a year?
Probably 2, right? So it's not that much.
Yeah, exactly. So there's only so many moments of theirs that you're going to be able to choose from, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's right. Pretty significant. And even in my experience following UFC, right, it's like kind of paying attention to the bigger names and the bigger events. It's like, it's a really big deal when, obviously a really prominent star fighter continues to win and goes into big fights and wins, but also when they lose, right? Like it's kind of like the end of an era when they lose and they're finally defeated, kind of thing. So it's so much more. Each event has so much more power to shift like the narrative of the league. Whereas like NBA, it's like, yeah, like some games do, but really we're looking for the finals and playoffs. But like during the season, there's some fantastic moments in the NBA, but there's only so many moments during the NBA season that you're like, hey, that really changed the narrative of that player's career. Like that doesn't happen very much, even though they play all the time. So I like that. I like looking at UFC that way. Maybe it makes these moments very special.
Yeah, and a lot of the fighters in their post-fight interview, if they're not in the EA Sports video game, they're like, oh, you got to update the game and get me in there. I'm curious whether or not they're going to say they want to have a UFC Strike moment as a result of getting a highlight reel finish. There are probably 3 or 4 highlight reel finishes every single week, right? So that's probably how they're going to start choosing these moments, is by looking at who had the best highlights. And I think that's really the logical way to do it.
For real, they say that after they win a fight, they're like, you got to put me in the video game now?
Oh, 100%. It's really? Either that or they asked to be on Joe Rogan's podcast when Joe Rogan get me on the podcast. Joe Rogan was being completely fawned over by the fighters yesterday. It was really interesting to see. One of them jumped into his arms.
Oh, no way. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's funny.
I saw something. I saw a hashtag Joe Roham or something like that earlier.
No, it was Joe Rogan. It's a reference to Aaron Rodgers. That's an Aaron Rodgers reference.
Yeah. No, there was another one, though, with the Roham reference. on one of these pack drop tweets. Yeah, I saw that. But there's a Joe Roham reference. So pretty cool.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to say this out there, and Luke, I don't know if you're going to chime in or not, but our job here is to report what we hear. There's claims of multiple queues right now, and people, apparently there's one queue. Have you ever seen that video, guys, where that escalator is out of control and it's going full speed and people are being like shot out of a cannon on it? Have you guys ever seen that
shit, man? Yeah, it's scary, yeah.
The one where people are jumping off the side so they don't crash at the bottom? Apparently there's a queue that is doing that. And as soon as you get in it, it cannons you to the front, and you can buy a pack. And then there's other queues where people are moving like 5 spots every 5 minutes. That's the reports I'm getting. So I'm not sure, Luke, what's going on out there, but there is definitely an escalator effect queue out there that people are just flying through.
Okay, I'll let the team know that. Well, I will let them know that now.
My queue's flying right now.
Show me some evidence immediately, Phil D. Phil D, I want to see evidence of that immediately.
Yeah, we're not seeing that on our side. So if you do actually have anyone who can like show me a video recording, please like.
Hey, Aaron's telling you right now. Aaron, are you flying or what?
My queue is flying. Like the numbers, like it was at like 5,500 like 20 seconds ago, and now it's at 4,200. It's just flying.
Oh yeah, no, that's just because we're
that's just people buying, right?
Yeah, that's because the things are going well.
Okay, Hey, listen, Luke, I was just telling you guys because I'm reporting from the trenches, man. I don't know what's true, what's not. I'm not experiencing that. I'm still in the queue. Mine's moving the same way it was in the stress test yesterday. But I'm just saying there's multiple people reporting the same type of deal. So maybe it's something, maybe it's nothing. Maybe people have like 30 windows open. I don't know, man. Who knows?
I think it also can be a little bit of a visual glitch, right? So like you might find that your queue moves up by like very slowly in the numbers, and then after like 10 minutes or not even that, like the next minute it will jump by a few hundred. It can just be that the way the visual number updates doesn't always reflect the position. And then also you have like, it lets in say 100 people at once, and they all go through the purchase process, and then it will jump up by 100 sometimes. So I think it's more just seeing different things, but the actual numbers are fine,
We got another pack to open. We got another pack to open, guys. Chai, are you there? The pink cat.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready, man. Are you ready?
Yeah, I've been waiting. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Yeah, I can tell you've been waiting. You're like, Phil, you got to open it right away.
Yeah, I hope it works. Let's see.
Hold on, Chai, what number were you in the queue when it first opened?
It was 1,500.
Okay. So you got through. Okay, good to know.
Shai's not messing around. There's no waiting for LG's questions. It's open.
No, there's none of that. He's been waiting for a long time. So yeah.
Oh shit! I got the Chandler knockout.
Yes.
I got the McKinney. I don't know that guy. And the second one is the third one is also McKinney.
Wow, another doubles.
Double. I didn't know why.
The McKinney, as I mentioned earlier, that's like the full set. That's the full fight in one moment. That's like the 7-second knockout in his UFC debut. So it's a pretty cool moment to have. And I think Chandler's a pretty big name also. Fought for the championship last year. Any low numbers?
And that was a surprising result, right, Aaron? The way he beat
Dan Hooker. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
He came flying out of the gates with the UFC. I remember that. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I'd be happy with that for sure.
And I kind of like the number as well. The number is 59.49, so I don't know. That's a good number, I guess.
I mean, it's better than like 23,000 something, like mine.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. But yeah, thanks guys. You guys have a good day.
Thanks, Chad. Congrats. Are you getting back in line?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got other things to do today. Okay. Bye, Chad.
Yeah.
Okay, Chad, pretty eager to get on. Kevin S, are you there?
What is happening? How you guys doing?
There we go.
What's up, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Awesome. Hey, thanks for putting together this little AMA you guys got going on. This is way better than trying to sit through Discord messages and trying to figure out what's going on.
Luke, you hear that? You're telling the Discord master right now.
I love Discord, but I hate it. Like more hate than love.
I really is the same way, man. Kevin. I am the same way. I rely on other people and like aggregates to give me info. Going into Discord is challenging. Just like Aaron was saying, just like man, it's overwhelming to go in.
Yeah. Thank you guys for I got my pack. I was here. I took screenshots because I was I just like to reflect on what happened after the fact.
Wait, you opened it?
I just opened it right now. I couldn't wait.
Oh, come on, man.
I told you,
we
LG,
want to hear that wolf howl.
LG, you're talking too much, man. People
What do you
cannot
mean I'm
wait when
talking
they
too
come on
much? What the hell? Listen, I'm not talking to Kevin. Just said thank you for giving all this information. Don't tell me I'm talking too much.
Yeah, don't have a voice chat if you don't want to hear people talk too much.
Yeah,
Go to Discord for that.
Oh,
Go to
man.
Discord.
there you go.
All right, so real quick,
right.
when I jumped
Okay, well,
in queue, I had about 2,800 people in front of me. I just opened mine up, and I got what did I get? Kai Kara France, number 21,000 out of 23,000. I got Chandler's TKO, number 800 out of 23,000, and then I got Jingling.
Yeah, Li
Aaron,
Jinglang,
help us out here.
Li Jinglang, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Jingling. So
Nice.
that's what I got. I didn't get nothing too crazy, but
No, the Chandler pull's great. I mean, you got a 3-digit Michael Chandler pull.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid, actually, I would say, in terms of what you can get in these packs, because, again, they're minted to 24,000, right? So getting a 3 or 2-digit number of really any fighter, especially a Michael Chandler, who's, I think, one of the better names in the contender tier, is a pretty good pull.
Awesome. Good to
I
hear.
think also, Aaron, Li Jinglang, does he not have a moment in here where he loses as well?
Yep,
He gets
he's
submitted,
in the
I think,
Khamzat
right?
Chimaev moment. Yeah, he gets
That's
submitted by
right.
Khamzat Chimaev, and he has. So he might be. He's one of the few. I mean, Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane are both have moments, but they have championship tier moments. But yeah, he might be one of the. He might be the only one who's on the winning and losing end of two of the moments.
Yes, very interesting. I had noticed that yesterday, actually, while watching some of the videos. So that's pretty cool.
He gets the double dip. Because the way that they're paying these out is if you are a losing fighter, you get half of the proceeds as well.
Oh,
Kevin,
wow.
are you a big...
Hold on. You get half the proceeds if you're a losing fighter and you're in the video?
Yeah, so the breakdown pretty much is that Dapper keeps their share, and then of the UFC's share is split 50-50 between the UFC and the fighters. So the fighters that are in the moment, both the winning and losing fighters get a cut of that. So if they're getting 50%, then each of those fighters is getting 50% of that 50%, plus the secondary sales as well.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing that, man. That's pretty cool. I did not know that.
Kevin, are you a big UFC fan?
Absolutely. 100%. And I'm a big crypto/NFT fan, so it works out.
There you go, man. Well, right on, dude. Well, good to hear from you, Kevin. Thanks for sharing, and I'm assuming you're gonna get back in line.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get back in line. But hey, again, thanks for having me on, guys. And then I guess I'll leave you guys with the leaving message of when Connor, right?
Oh, there we go.
Man.
Already. Yeah, can't even halfway through the first drop. And it's already
You don't want that smoke.
No.
Kevin, you don't want that, man. You don't want that smoke, because if you think we had issues today, I'm telling you right now, we're going to have global issues when Connor arrives on this platform.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Ben.
Luke said earlier is coming in like 3 weeks, so I'm excited for that.
I'll get in line. I'll get in line now.
Wow.
There you go. And right on. Thanks, Kevin. Luke, any updates? I'm back in the queue. I finally got back in the queue, and I'm numbered to like 49,000.
Yeah, so you might notice it goes a little bit quicker than before, but otherwise we're sort of carrying on at this rate for now. Things are going super smooth though. Like from our side of things, things are working pretty well.
Luke, when does the marketplace open? Do you have an answer for that?
I honestly don't. I'm not involved in that side of things, but you know, we're dropping a lot of packs today, and you might have noticed from other sort of beta projects, like for example, Top Shot, we had to do a lot more smaller pack drop stress testing. So the team are fairly confident in the infrastructure in general, but the priority is, you know, making sure it's safe and secure. And like, whilst the marketplace is like always a really good thing to roll out, like it's a win-win, right? The collectors, they enjoy it because they can buy for moments. We enjoy it because we can start seeing marketplace activity, start seeing what moments people like more. It's like, it's definitely a win-win. But at the end of the day, we won't roll it out until we're 100% confident that it's secure, it's smooth, and that it works right. So it might be a couple of weeks, but I don't think it'll be a very long wait.
Okay, great. I thought I had read somewhere that it was coming soon after either this drop or the Monday drop, but I might be wrong on that.
I mean, I think like that's the ideal situation, right? But you know, you never know. Like what the team will do is they'll take all the data we learn from this drop, from the site getting so much traffic. We'll sort of just take that data, look at it, and that will be a deciding factor in the next steps. And if we need to ramp up the infrastructure more, then that's what we'll do first. If not, then we'll get working on the marketplace pretty pronto for sure.
All right, great. I'm 600th
Wow.
in queue right now, so I'm coming up.
Oh, here we go.
Aaron, here we go.
Yeah, that's yeah. You know, I now I guess that story of the next drop is out now. But Aaron, that next drop that you saw in the blog, is it the same moments type of deal?
Yes.
Like, are we?
Yeah, I think it's the same Series 0 moments
Okay.
that we're getting here.
Okay, so it's just like the next kind of step once people find out about this week and they want more packs and all that. But yeah, it is an intriguing question for the marketplace because a lot of these projects seem to come out with no market. It seems to be the new thing now. And that's always the question, right? But as we saw recently with, like, say, the candy marketplace and all that, they didn't really struggle, or the ballers marketplace being a month late or a couple weeks late. But it would be nice for new NFT users to be able to come on, get something, and then trade it in, sell it, and buy something else, right? So,
yeah, that's the chimes of victory coming up.
Woody, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. How's it going?
Good. Was that the sound of you about to buy a pack?
No,
that was me.
That was Aaron.
Yeah,
oh,
but
Aaron.
I'll let Woody go ahead.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, I was number 81 something when I jumped online, like 8100. So I just got packed, and let's get it open.
Let's do it, man. Woody, are you a Top Shot all day?
I have been doing Top Shot since it released.
Wow. You've been through it. You've been through the trenches with all of us.
Yeah, been in plenty of drops.
Queues.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right on, man. Well, good to hear from you, dude. And let's crack that pack.
So let's see. I was so confident that I was going to get on here and pronounce a bunch of names correctly, and it's not the case.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Nechukwu.
Yep.
UFC
Kennedy and Nechukwu. Yep.
Number 5111. I got Morono, number 19,000. And then I have...
Oh, no, hold on. Is that one of the champion tiers?
No, this is Morono, not Moreno.
Yes.
Oh.
Just Morono.
Well, look at...
Like, I got Robbie Lawler knocking out Nick Diaz, though, so that's pretty exciting.
Nice. Wow.
So that's 14,000, which isn't a great number, but not mad about Lawler versus Diaz.
Is that, Aaron, is that the last time we ever see Nick Diaz in the UFC?
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I think so. You know what? A lot of people were critical of his performance, and I thought he looked pretty good. Given the layoff, I thought he looked good, all things considered. You know, a lot of people were putting down the performance, but I thought he had evolved quite a bit, to be honest. So I would love to see him in there again. He actually really surprised. I had very low expectations for his return, and I thought he looked pretty good.
I think anyone who had a little more speed than Lawler would have eaten him alive. I think he benefited by Lawler's style.
Well, then you should bet against him in his next fight.
I am 100% going to. All right, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Woody. Good to hear
Thanks,
from you,
Woody.
man.
Take it easy, man.
Aaron, I want to save you for last for opening your pack. Okay, so we're going to do one more with Oren here, and then we're going to finish with Aaron, and we'll probably call it there. Oren, are you there? Oren, I think I'm saying it right.
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. How you doing?
Oren, I have to ask.
Hold on, wait. We got a lot of feedback. Oren's side.
Yeah.
Is there a way to change your mic? There we go.
I think everyone has to mute, right? Okay. Oren?
Yes.
LG, you need to mute too, man. God. I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Oren, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, that's much better.
Perfect.
I guess not.
Oh.
Open your pack, Oren. Open your pack.
Go nuts.
Okay. Let's see what I get.
I like just hearing it in the background. And myself. Reflected back. What? Oren, tell us what you're getting.
All right, so I got Barboza, number 22484. I got Lewis, number 9844, and Dan Ige, 20945. So unfortunately, nothing.
The Lewis is a pretty good one. And first off, Oren, thank you for your service in the Royal Canadian Navy. I checked out your profile.
That's what I was trying to get to, man. I couldn't speak. It is really cool. Yeah, for sure.
The Lewis pull is probably the best of that bunch.
God.
Absolutely, I would say so myself. I do like Edson Barbosa as well. As a big UFC fan myself, I'm happy to have any of these, really.
Yeah, the Barbosa highlight in particular is quite good. It's a nice highlight.
All right. Oren, thanks for coming up, man. Looks like we're having some audio issues. We keep hearing ourselves on your end. So sounds like you had a good pull there. And good to chat with you, man. Aaron, let's throw to you, pal.
The grand finale.
So I opened the pack yesterday. I got Pimblet, Tuivasa, and Chimaev, which I think is a pretty solid pack because, like I mentioned, I think Pimblet and Chimaev are two of the better prospects, and my Chimaev was a 4-digit, so that's good. But let's hear this. Let's see it going. I'll jack the volume up so we can hear the howl.
Aaron, how would you rate the music here and the pack opening experience?
It's not bad. My pack's not great. I got a Dan Ige 16,957. His KO. The best pull of this one is a Michael Chandler 4-digit 7226, and I got another 4-digit Alexander Rakic 1882. Rakic is in the main event in March, so I'm hoping if they are doing some challenges coming up that are based around upcoming fights, Rakic is in the main event of that card, so that could be something that's promising down the line for me to hold on to. And Rakic is a really good guy as well, nice fellow. So it's an okay pack. It's not. It's probably a 5 out of 10.
Okay, 5 out of 10, not bad. Are you gonna get back in line, get another one?
Let's see. Well, how many packs are left if I jump in line?
You gotta wait. Yeah, that's right. You gotta wait 10 minutes. I waited 10 minutes, so I'm back. I actually don't know. Luke, do you know how many packs are left? Are you able to give us that update?
Hey, they should say on the
89,000
page. Yeah, should say on the pack.
It says it on the pack page. It's listed there. 89,351 are left.
Now that number might not, again, like we talked about before, it won't update in real time all the time just because the amount of traffic we've seen. It's hard to get that live update. But yeah, it should be around that number.
Cool. All right, so I'll have to wait 10 minutes, and then in 10 minutes, I'll see if I'm going to jump back in.
Awesome. Okay. Well, guys, I think it's been a good time. I think it's a good time to call it now because it looks like the queue is moving and people are getting their packs. So if you guys get packs today, good luck on your pulls. And thanks for tuning in. We've been on for about 2 hours now, so a bit of a marathon session. Luke from Dapper, thanks so much for joining, man. If you're there, Luke. I'm just gonna say, you're just gonna pretend that he's very gracious about it. He's always quite the gentleman. And Aaron, great to finally chat with you, man. Thank you for all the expert insight here, and we'll do it again, I'm sure, very soon. Hopefully, we should just plan to do the next one on the 31st because we've had a great time, and maybe we get a few other your colleagues or you're trying to get some of the fighters up. It'd be great to chat with them too.
Yeah, that sounds great. And then I can probably set some stuff up in advance. But I appreciate it. And if anybody wants to send me their polls, I would be happy to let them know what the grade is.
Yeah. Careful what you wish for, Aaron. Yeah, the evaluation service, man. People are going to ask you how much stuff is worth, even though there's no marketplace. Careful with that.
Well, for now, just assume that it's worth a lot and hang on to it. And then the more people that hold on to it, the more it'll be worth.
Yeah, there you go. But
the way you do it is you put your username in your profile. That way, when people ask you advice and they're happy with it, they can send you a free moment at the same time. That's the way to do it.
Well, I won't turn any of those down. So, anybody can feel free. And if anybody has an all-day invite for me, I wouldn't turn that down either.
There you go.
Aaron, what we want to see is you got to put out a tweet right after this. We'll retweet it. That's like, show me your polls and I will evaluate them out of 10. Okay? And we'll give away a free service here from your end of evaluating people's packs.
All right. Well, my mom's here visiting, so it'll probably be a couple hours from now when I do that. But I'm happy to do it.
Well, shout out Aaron's mom. We're all about moms here, man. Mama Doucet probably using one of her burner accounts to listen in right now. So that's all good, man. We get it. Phil D, Pleasure as always. Glad we could do this, and thanks for taking time on your Sunday. Good luck to the Bills today.
Bills Mafia, baby. Let's go. I'm already way too excited, and I wouldn't have been able to do this later today. That's for sure. So depending on how things go, I might have a rough Monday morning tomorrow, but we'll see. And one more thing. I know a lot of you wanted to open packs today, and people are getting packs. Feel free to tag us in your packs. We want to see the packs. I want to see what's in there. I want to see some Champions tier stuff, man. I'm super excited for that stuff. So make sure you guys tag us into whatever you get in your packs, and we'd absolutely love to see them.
Awesome. Yeah, let's get those tags. We'll put out a tweet kind of asking for those. And as usual, thanks everybody for tuning in, and shout out to everybody in the First Mint Nation. Everybody who's at First Mint day one. Wouldn't be here without you guys. And we'll chat with you guys a little later in the Discord. So cheers, everybody. Good luck with your polls. And if your team's playing today in the NFL, good luck to them. If your team's playing in the NBA, good luck to them. And we'll be back this week with plenty more spaces on the First Mint. And we are also recording this. I know Twitter's recording it, but we're also recording it real time, so we'll post it in a couple hours. If you guys want to listen back, especially at the start, a lot of good info for newbie NFT collectors in terms of how all this stuff works. So make sure you tune in. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time on the First Mint.